Har Vision. We're back for another One Piece chapter.
Back to work on a Sunday.
6-6. Oh, you know it. I love working on Sundays. Color spread. What are your thoughts about it, man? You like it?
Yeah. I mean, this flashbanged me on stream because it's so bright, and like I feel like I was closer to usual on my screen, but like I switched tabs and it just like gave me amnesia for a second. I was like, what am I looking at? This one's a little bit better because just before stream, on in my chat, I usually, like, if there's like mods or whatever, I pay attention to those chats, and I try not to get spoiled. But they were telling me the official color for Rocks was out, and I was like, okay, that's not spoiler. Yeah, that's not spoilers. So let me see that, and I saw it, and then I went on a whole, the whole buggy,
the official colors for Rocks. I guess we can talk about that first, actually. Forget the color spread. Hold up. Do you like Rocks' color design?
I mean, Oda's definitely doing something with that one. Like, he's definitely, it's right there. It's a little small.
Yeah.
Let me zoom it in. Yeah, so people send it to me. And it's crazy because Oda obviously knows what he's doing. He's lined it up with the, chapter where we're leaving Rocks, last chapter was either we were leaving Rocks at the end of the chapter or the beginning, and then we see him. And I was saying, like, of all the agendas from my Fraud Valley video, the one that I was like, I'm glad I've never had to, like, rehash the section of my video where I brought up, like, hey, there might be some kind of relation to Buggy. And then, like, all this time we got Rocks. Like, that's so simmered down that, like, no one's ever, I don't think, even brought it up on my stream where I, like, had to, like, bring it up. Like, not on super chats, no one spamming it. And usually anything Buggy is spammed so hard that you have to address it so that people just stop talking. I forget, like, when the Warlord, not the Warlords, the Yonko stuff, like, there are so many different times when Buggy comes into play, and then half your chat's just Buggy this, Buggy that. And then now we got the hair, and I'm like, oh my god, Oda's either rage baiting or he knows, like, or there is some kind of thing with, like, Buggy, Vivi, Rocks. Like, there's something with the blue hair. Ain't no way Rock's hair color is gonna be this wild. I mean, at this point, is he related to Gunko? Is that why Gunko didn't meet? And then he'd be like, oh my god, you're Davy Clan, which, by the way, at this point, I'm like, I don't think it makes sense for it to be Davy Clan blue hair, unless, like, Emu's pro Davy with Gunko too. Like, and it can't just be everybody that has, blue hair, because Oda has made random characters with blue hair. But yeah, it's definitely cool. The white haired locks in that he's older for sure, right?
It's funny because, like, we see this image right here and he looks kind of cool, but then you look at his sideburns and they're blue, so that means his, like, goatee's also gonna be blue, which I think is gonna be kind of interesting to look at. I don't know, not the colors I would pick, but I don't think he looks as bad as he could have. Like, I've seen worse colorings out there. Like, this isn't the worst of all evils.
I think it's two things.
Yeah.
I think it's impressive that somehow Rocks looks normal without eyebrows. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have blue eyebrows. He doesn't have eyebrows. And then it's just like, it does somehow, like, if
the One Piece effect, person, brother.
Yeah, and then, like, I'm looking at him, like, you're right, the goatee's gonna be blue. What about his eyebrows? Like, oh shit, Oda forgot them. And then
he's like Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, true. And I look at the scar, and it's also blue, and I'm like, or purple, and I'm like, is that a tattoo, or is this, like, he bleeds blue? Like, what's happening? Like, I don't.
He bleeds blue.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. I like it. And then, of course, like, the scar's purple too, so that's like an off color. He's got a lot of, like, wackiness going on. Kind of makes me wonder what Herald is gonna look like. Like, do you think Herald's gonna have, like, I don't know, like, brown? No, not brown. We don't have a lot of brown haired people. Well, maybe he would be brown.
Maybe
You think
red.
red?
Yeah.
Oh no, it should be red because it'll be like the whole blue-red thing we got going on right now with like Shanks, Buggy, Gunko, Shamrock, and then we could have Rocks and Herald, blue and red right there.
And Loki's
Yeah, that
pink,
fits.
right?
What's up?
Loki is pink hair,
Loki is purple.
purple, but it's like a light purple, right? It's not. I don't remember it being like. Wasn't Saturn purple, like his devil fruit thing?
Yeah,
Or
Loki's
maybe
a
I'm
little bit
forgetting.
lighter than Saturn.
Okay.
But that's
Yeah.
not saying too much though.
Yeah, it also probably my memories of like a scan leak rather than like me seeing the official
Yeah.
coloring. It's probably like one of these where it's like a scan of the magazine because I think someone sent something else and it was a little bit more contrasty. Like this, it wasn't as light as this, but yeah, the blue hair, it took me for a loop, at least. Like, I mean, I've already talked about the buggy thing. I know where I'm at, but like but seeing this, I get why people might be like, yo, Buggy rocks. Did he have like this kid is Eris pregnant right now? Like, I don't that none of that makes sense to me. But if it's like Davy Clan associated, like maybe not everybody with blue hair, maybe it's like a Kurozumi thing, right? Kurozumi is like pink hair, and then
Yeah.
like people have made theories, and then like Tama has like purple hair, which interesting enough, when I saw the cover story on TCB, it was like Tama's hair was like blue, and I was like, wait, what? But then in the official scan, it's like purple. Um, but yeah, like I would just think that Buggy's like somehow just another branch of Davy. If there's importance to the hair color and associating with Davy, it's probably something like that. Not all blue purple is Davy, but some of the important ones might be. It'd be interesting in Nefertari's something like that. I don't know how that one works. The Davy clan there. I do see
Yeah.
connections though, but
I do like the idea that Buggy's somehow related. Like, it doesn't have to be a son. It could be like a nephew kind of thing. Could be like a distant cousin. Just anything really. And if
yeah,
that's not the case, that's fine too. Because I think Buggy will have something special regardless of the Davy clan, just because of the nose. Like, he's gonna
yeah.
have some sort of
It's
weird like void century parallel.
yeah, it's
Could
probably
even
like
be
Zoro to
related to
Kuina.
Emu.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I think like Zoro to Kuina, like their grandparents are brother sister, right? Like that's far
Yeah.
enough. Like even for Asians, that's kind of a hard set. Like I don't know too many of my grandparents, brother sister, their grandchildren. Like that even
It's like
that's far enough
Moria
removed.
Odin. Like,
Well,
we've
we don't
seen
know about more.
wackier relationships,
They
man.
could be brothers and just separated at birth, bro. Like we don't fucking
Yeah.
know with those two.
The sun and the moon, huh?
Yeah, like at this point, Buggy could just be like a back mole off of Teach, and when Kuma, you know how Kuma's power technically separates, like it can push out anything. Kuma accidentally pushed out the Davy out of out of Teach when he did the thing, and then that Davy was Buggy. It could be some shit like that. Honestly, you remember how we were talking about like the back, like the face on the back of Blackbeard's back? Like
Yeah.
we could be right, but it was Buggy. Like it's so
Oh my god, it's like a clown nose on his back.
yeah, he just has like some remnants. And then when we get them to first meet, like outside of the Odin Flash, we were like, brother, just the
So
dad.
we got this really nice autumn color spread. Sweet potatoes, raccoons, foxes, Yamato. Some cool stuff, man. It's funny, like,
Yeah.
even though we left Yamato's cover page story, Oda cannot help but draw Yamato. Do you think he's possessed? Like, he picks up the pen and just says, Yamato, Yamato, draw her.
There was like a perspective you had about Oda on stream, and like I think if we were to apply that here, what if Oda was being genuine in that SBS, like where he was like, wow, wasn't that so exciting, the Yamato cover story, and he bullet
He's
pointed
genuine,
everything.
dude. He was
And
being
he's
so genuine when he said that.
yeah,
1,000%.
he's so genuine that he replaced the second five or the last five Straw Hats with Yamato. He just was like, yeah, we don't need a Frankie Brook. Jinbei in here. Why would we do that? Let's just have the big five.
Yeah. Do you think he kind of
Plus
regrets not
Chopper.
bringing Yamato into the crew, or do you think he's like excited for Yamato later?
No, I don't know.
Because that's what people are saying. They're
It's
like, yo, like, I think Oda really wanted Yamato to join earlier. Because I think she will, like, maybe after Elbaf. But, he's probably like, ah, man, I wish she was here now.
what if Oda? I think Oda's PR team probably took over. He's just like, hey, negative PR around Yamato. Let's just not put her in.
Yeah. That coverage story, Oda, that was enough. Please, no more.
Yeah. We're tearing off band-aids and wounds right now.
Yeah.
It could be it. Could be it.
I wish I could see like the
You
Japanese sentiment. Do you think they love the Yamato cover page story?
I think so. I think like Yamato.
But is it racist to assume that though?
Why would it be racist?
That's like saying, oh, the Japanese people love the Wano arc.
Oh, I see. I mean, like, I think Yamato is very interesting. Like, I don't think that. I feel like our community's like,
My community
it's
loves
like separate.
Yamato.
No, yeah, I think what I'm saying is that like Yamato as a character, it wasn't like there wasn't a lot to hate, and there was a lot of like, cool stuff on the surface if you're just surface level with a lot of things, and a lot of majority fans are. And then Yamato as a character, like Yamato as a name, like the original like name for Japan, and then super important for a lot of other things. The having the like the Okuchi, the wolf thing, that's like the spirit guardian in the Japanese mythology. There's just a lot. I feel like it makes sense. Now I would not debate, sorry, that's the wrong word. I would question a little bit if, their sentiment was transferred over to them loving the cover story. Because then you're just glazing. Like, I get liking Yamato, but if you're going as far as saying like, yeah, I really enjoyed that cover story amongst the other ones, especially the previous Germa one, then I'm like, all right, we just don't see eye to eye anymore.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one thing to like Yamato, another one to say, hey, this cover page story is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a
Not that
big
I like
fat
hate
W.
it, but if you had me look back at it and then like talk to me about it, I'd be like, yeah, cool, whatever.
I was
Sure.
coping like day in, day out for that cover page story too. I was hoping it got crazy, dude. But
I mean, it wouldn't be interesting if we agreed even purposefully on everything. So if you liked that, I would be like, or if you didn't like it, then I'd be like, you know what, Sai? This cover story really brings out a different light of Yamato.
You know what? This is what we always needed, actually. We needed Yamato just hanging out with everybody, having fun. It's like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
I just love what somebody said. It's like one commenter, but I just keep on thinking about it because it's so funny. They're like, oh, Sai, like they fought so hard for peace. You want them to be in trouble already? I'm like, yes, 1,000% actually. Hey, if I was in the One Piece world, I'd attack Wano ASAP. Shit, make it interesting. Hell yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Blackbeard's whole thing is like coming in right at the like after the fact and then like scooping up the goods, and I felt like Wano was a good one, and Shanks thought so too.
So many people want to attack Wano. Like, we haven't seen any of it. Like, that's crazy. The Yamato cover page story is like Halloween. You are a parent. You're not going trick-or-treating, so instead you're just gonna hand out candy. Here comes Halloween night. No kid stops by to your house. That's essentially Wano. Like, so many people have reasons to visit Wano, and they don't. What? I mean, Oda's definitely saving it for, like, later. Like, there's no other reasoning other than that. Like, oh, he doesn't want to show Buggy going, Blackbeard going, blah, blah, going.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
It's just Halloween. For some reason, they're going to show up on Thanksgiving.
I am Wano and I'm supposed to be saddened because no kid came to my door, but the kid is supposed to like terrorize me. Like that's what essentially you want. You want them to cause conflict. You want the kid to come into the house and just start looting my ass. Oh
It
God,
happens, dude.
that's so funny. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, famously, the 5-year-old Blackbeard kid shows up, takes up my safe. Um, no, I mean, even like Sukiyaki could have messed it up. Why stop at Wano's arc? Like, keep Sukiyaki going at that point. He's like the cause of so
Dude.
much strife and trauma. Why
Oh
did it
my
stop?
god. Speaking of Sukiyaki, people are now bringing up Sukiyaki saying, "Oh, dude, between Sukiyaki and King Herald, who's worse?" I'm like, "No, you can't do that to the goat. Come on."
No, no, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Sukiyaki's a
Yeah.
different kind of like like Harold has a giant amount of pressure on his shoulders. Sukiyaki just needed to tell Tama there was fresh water out there. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Stop
very
there.
different. Very different. King Harold way more understandable than Sukiyaki. Come on, guys. Hey,
I'm not
I don't
even
like him as much as the
asking.
next guy, but Sukiyaki.
Listen, guys, I don't care about the villagers.
Oof.
I don't care about anybody else, but his ass was in charge and bullying Luffy over, oh my God, she's poisoned. She only gets this one bowl of rice on her birthday, and your ass been poisoning her this entire time. And it's like that, sorry guys, there's no equivalent. I get it. Harold made some decisions like taking care of Loki. But at least to his defense, he was trying to unify like hundreds of nations and islands and defend them all at the same time. What the fuck was Sukiyaki doing? Like, come
None
on.
of that, bro. He was hanging out in the woods
Yeah.
while everybody was dying.
Yeah, that's different. Don't stop it. Don't if you comment anything about Sukiyaki, you're asking for a fight. There's no stop it. You want you're that's rage. That's ultimate
Yeah,
rage.
I think of
bait for me.
Sukiyaki's just rage baiting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just know that's crazy. And I'm not like a Herald, like like
I'm a
I'm
Herald
waiting for. I
defender.
like the characters. I like him. I like what Oda's placed him as. I think there's few other directions could have been interesting, but like where we're at is not a bad place, and I don't think like Harold, uh, made like extremely not understandable decisions, right? Like it's like a human decision. Yeah, people don't make the most optimal choices, right? But you also don't have to like them, so I could be critical of them. Suki not even in that. No, every decision of his is just like, even the scabbards in the story is like, is this guy for real? Like, he thought that we didn't know and he's not gonna tell his kids or his grandkids. This guy's fucking insane. Like, in the story, the scabbards were, if Oda could curse, the scabbards were like, someone institutionalize this goddamn monster. Like, this guy needs to be stopped first. And the other part is oh my god, you're rage baiting. The other part of it is the scabbards know firsthand because they were the scabbards for Odin, who Odin didn't meet his dad until he became daimyo, so they know personally how much tension dad caused Odin when Odin was just like a baby. Like, it's crazy. The scabbards know firsthand Sukiyaki's like nuts. So
What if we go back to Wano and
uh,
Sukiyaki's the main villain?
bro,
He's been lying in wait.
give it to me. I
Please.
need. I would sail to Wano to end Sukiyaki's regime. I would sail there.
God, dude. So let me see here. When you saw that color spread, was it just me or did Luffy look like Bruce Lee?
I think there's something Oda did here with like everyone looked like more compressed for some reason. Like their head to like torso was just like shrunk. Like Nami also kind of looks a little like chibified. So maybe that's what
Yeah.
happened. Like Luffy, his neck is gone or something. I don't know. He looks
And
a
it's
little
the jacket.
stockier.
Yeah, all the
Yeah, the
characters look a little
jacket.
bit
Yeah,
odd.
yeah.
Except
Tama's the only.
for Chopper.
Chopper, Tama.
Yeah,
I think Tama looks normal. I think Yamato is supposed to be like. I think
double the
Yamato.
size.
Yeah, like we should only be seeing her hips right now, and then
Yeah,
her head's
Yamato is like
chopped.
10 feet tall or 12 feet tall or something silly.
Yeah, there ain't no way Sanji kneeling down is 5 feet. There's no way, bro.
Hey, hey,
Tama
hey,
would.
we don't know.
Tama's taller than me in this. What the? Yeah.
It's one of those things
That's
where it's like, I mean, this is the One Piece world. For all we know, our characters could be changing sizes as we speak.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's like through a kaleidoscope lens, like we don't know how far people are, even though it looks like they're right next to each other. Yeah, it's just obviously Oda put it because Yamato has to fit in the framing. But there is some like Nami was the one that like 'cause she's closest. I was like, why does this not feel like it's Nami? Why does this feel like a generic like orange-haired girl in anime? Like something was off. People were saying her eyes are off, but I don't know, something else was off.
She kind of looks like a chipmunk.
A little bit, a little
A
bit.
little
That
bit, a
may
little
be
bit.
the effect. Maybe Oda's
Yeah.
doing the Tanuki thing here, the foxes and raccoons.
Yeah.
No
Shout
neck.
outs, man. So
Yeah.
we go into the chapter now, and we see that Rocks D Xebec, he has been undomi reversied. And it's cool, the curse is broken. It turns out that the solution to being Domi Reversi was simply beating their ass until they come back to normalcy. What are you laughing at?
It's like I don't know. It's kind of like I thought when you said the cure to it or the to break it. Like I'm imagining Chopper running. Oh my God, he has the secret. And the answer, Scott. You just gotta beat their asses.
Hear me
Chopper's
out,
like,
Chopper.
oh
Have you tried
shit.
just beating them up?
Yeah. And then it's like he goes up to Roger and is just like, what do we do, Roger? You just gotta put some mass into it. It's like,
Dude, remember
okay.
that though? For shoot, what was it? Chopper was like, okay, there's gotta be a way around regeneration. And then we get the Scoppers like,
He
so
has
you
a
gotta use
secret.
Conqueror's hockey. It's like, okay, thank you. So I guess it's useless for Chopper then. I mean,
Yeah.
that information's just gonna fly over his head. Cool.
Yeah. It's like yeah, and then like Chopper's like put mass into it, turns into a monster Chopper, still no effect. And he's like, okay, these guys don't know science. Like I have more mass than them. What's happening? And Roger's like, no, not mass. Mass. And it's like, and then Chopper's like, all right, we're just not speaking the same language.
You
I
know how
feel like
disappointed Chopper must be? Like, hey, how do we stop Domi Reversi? So, Chopper, hear me out. Just beat them up. God.
dude, I feel he ran so fast. He caught Scopper from the air. He ran
It was dedicated,
mid-air
brother.
downwards. All
He
to
was
hear
dedicated.
nothing of value to him. Like he's like, I gotta tell the rest of the crew this secret. It's gonna help. And then it doesn't. And Scopper double downs on that. He before he even says it, he goes like, I only smell a few conquerors here. It's
And he doesn't look at Chopper during any of that.
yeah, and he barely he starts ignoring
Oh,
Sanji
man.
just to bait the readers. But I feel like outside of beating their ass and mass, I feel like they did something unintentionally, and that was what broke Dami Reversi. It's like something that they aren't necessarily aware of.
Fire.
Like it's
It's gotta be
accidental.
fire.
Yeah, like I would like fire would be a good like accidental thing, right? And I kind of like when that I can't like think of an example right now, but there are times when characters are so strong that like them putting their full force, it's like something in there did it.
People are saying the reason why Rocks got undomi reversied is because of the rocks he's laying on.
Okay. Continue.
Like the rocks have like special properties that's bringing him back to
Oh,
normal.
okay. So he named himself after these rocks in particular. No, oh my God, no. Why didn't we think about it? He was named after the two rocks that were standing up, and once those toppled, it's no longer God Valley, right?
It's no
Right?
longer
It's
his
not.
home.
Yeah, so that's how they ended up breaking it. It was the Wait, is that true? Now that I think about it, did the rock drop just before their final attack and then they attack? Because then that'd be kind of crazy because it's like, in this when in like Kuma's flashback, the opening was we're here on this special place. Look at this place. How dare they call it God Valley? And like it's like, well, if it doesn't have a valley anymore, is it God Valley still? Like maybe that like unironically is like the riddle breaking thing in the curse. Is it your
Oh
home if
yeah,
your home is gone?
yeah. No,
Like,
no, no, no. Rocks. He looked around. He's like, this isn't my home anymore.
yeah, his family's all dead. He killed them. The rocks are gone. His home's destroyed. The island's like basically sinking as well. Like so,
And that's gonna be a big
maybe
thing because I got a couple theories on that one.
okay. Oh,
Yeah. Sorry,
okay.
Par. Sorry, Par. You've been out of the game for so long. I had to pick up the mantle.
Okay. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
So we see that it started raining, which ties into my major theory. I'll get to it in a little bit. And Rox is like,
You
will I
sound so
leave
Dude,
this island
that
alive?
the Twitter theory intro. You guys look at this panel, you guys may not know what the most important thing here is the rain. And like I know I've been there with the way you said that sounded so fake. Like not
What?
watch Mojo, CBR. Like,
No, no, I'm being so for real. Just wait, just wait. Your jaw's gonna be
okay.
on the floor when you hear my rain
All
theory.
right, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
So
The rain god, yeah, I'm ready
Rox
for
looks
it.
up and he sees three powerful, ominous presences right in front of him. It is Saint Somers, Maffy, and Garling. They're coming by to kill the evil Rocks. And he's like, well, I guess I'm not I'm not living. Roger, Garp, you guys better run. No reason to stick around and die with me. And he says, all right, forgot to say one thing. Thanks for stopping me. And then that is
Yo,
when Garling plunges his blade down and it kills him.
wait, the TCB felt. I wanted to say thanks for stopping me, and then I don't know, something about that singular bubble just saying thanks is just kind of like it feels funny a little bit, just like thanks.
Yeah, people are saying this is the voice of all things. Like Rox is activating it to say thank you to Roger and Garp, and it's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Roger and Garp would be hearing it, but that's cool. It's cool.
I just thought it was the inner monologue, but
Yeah.
I liked regardless of that or the other thing. I feel like this dialogue is actually really probably like super important. Like dialogue when no one else can hear the thing, or like when an author puts a character in a situation where they're speaking to themselves almost.
Like
It's like
trapped in a
this is their
room.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like he came here and he was fighting for his family, and he goes, as long as my family's safe, nothing else matters, right? And then, obviously circumstance has it that they weren't safe, but like he doesn't necessarily know that, or we don't know the circumstance of why he doesn't know that, because like we saw him looking straight at the situation when Kuma came in and saved them, but like he was down reversing, so we don't know how the memories work, we don't know how the visuals work, but he when he was conscious, he was like, it's my family, and then nothing else matters. And in his dying breath, even when before he would got Dami Reversi, the last thoughts in both situations were his rivals, his adversaries, his friends. Like, and this is like so insane because it's like this is something that like to a certain extent, like it's kind of a weird thing, but I kind of thought about it like with Luffy, right? Like Luffy has this effect on the villains next to him. Like it'd be odd to see, Saba, Odie, Law, and Kid doing this, but over the course of the story, we got the intro where Law and Kid are, propelling Luffy over. I'm not saying Kid would be the same way, but to a certain extent, they were cheering him on in their like, hey, we took out Big Mom. if Luffy does not win, we're dead. Like we're dead. There's no shot we can do anything. So they're cheering him on, and like that's a microcosm of what this is because Rocks is essentially going like they these two are the ones that are going to be the future that like I need to happen essentially. And so that's kind of wild that in his last moments it was his opponents that he went to. And that's also another interesting thing with the Rocks and Rocks' crew. But I really like this dialogue a lot.
What Oda essentially did was put Rocks in a room and close the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he turned off the lights, threw away the key, and he gave him a microphone. And these are just his final words, man. Speaking to nobody.
Oh my God, yo, are you taking like spoken word? You're taking some class, bro? That was hella deep. What the fuck? Dude, you're directing
stupid.
some shit. This is insane. I imagine that scene and I'm like, oh my God. If the anime like visualize this like that, and it's like Roger and Garp locking in or Rocks. Oh my God. And you know what's funny about that actually? I kind of did visualize it like that. I was thinking about Kakashi. I was thinking when Kakashi died and then like he saw his dad like in the middle of limbo or whatever, and it was like that darkness, light, whatever thing, and then he went back. And that's kind of what this would be. It'd be like Rocks would be like, nah, I'm out. They gotta go. And no one was there to,
Who do you like
bring
more,
back to life.
Kakashi or Rocks D Xebec?
What? Huh. Damn, that's crazy. Because I feel like it's hard because we didn't get a lot of Rocks, right? Like Rocks is recency bias. Like I've thought a lot about Rocks and how he's impacted the story, and a lot of it hinged on the Rocks Pirates, the Yonko. And it kind of feels awkward because that's their like team 7, And it's like I'm imagining Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura just like that guy. He killed his teammate. Rin? Never forget Rin. Like just some random ass, like they just leave him to be. And I'm like, that's crazy. But damn, I think it's different, but like I think Kakashi I liked a lot for a lot of reasons. But as a character, I think like Kakashi's really cool, right? But like, as a character, I think I like Rocks a lot. I think I like Rocks a lot. But damn, Kakashi had some hard ass moments and speeches and things like that. But I think Rocks has it.
Okay, how about this? Do you like Rocks D Xebec more or your newborn son?
No, my son. What?
Okay.
He's not a newborn anymore. He's a full ass.
I just had to make sure. Yeah, I had to really question that one. So we see that Rayleigh and Scopper has picked up Roger and Garp, and they ran with their tail tucked in between their legs away from the God Knights because they knew that it was a battle that they were not able to succeed in. Roger and Garp say, "Hey, where's Rocks?" And they're like, they killed him. And it's like, yo, what happened here? Did they actually run from the God Knights? Was there a fight? Did the rain perhaps shield these guys from the God Knights' line of sight? How'd this go down in your opinion?
Yo, I never thought about that. I just read the chapter and I didn't think about like, wait, if they saw them killing Rocks, because yeah, you got to think about it. Like if we see the panel where Rocks is down and Roger and Garp are right there. So the Holy Knights or the God Knights walk up, stab them. And if Rayleigh and Scopper saw that, then that means that they walked up, picked up Roger and Garp in front of the Holy Knights, and like they were like, all right, we don't want the smoke from living people. We only take 1 HP around here. Like it had to be like that. Like they just like looked at each other, let them pick up Roger and Garp and walk away. I think that's how it had to have gone down. Otherwise, it's like what? The Holy Knights walked up to Roger and Garp and about to kill them, and Rayleigh and Scopper then showed up. Like that's worse. I prefer it if it was simultaneous. Yeah, it has to be simultaneous. That's
But also,
crazy.
people are saying that maybe this is where Rayleigh and Scopper made a deal with the devil, and they pleaded for their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if Rayleigh and Scopper said, "Hey, you can have Rocks D Xebec, but please leave our captain alone."
It's funny because like I hate to do this, but I respond. The person wasn't like defending the Holy Knights, but they were like what they were saying was commenting about how I was saying like the Holy Knights in general on God Valley, like we didn't need to have a lot of them, and like Gunko was an interesting one because like we had like a lot of setup for her. I was saying that on stream and someone commented, and I forget, but a part of my response when I thought about it was like, bro, the Holy Knights all got one-shotted. Like they all got one-shotted, and it's like they literally legitimately got one-shotted from what we could tell. Rocks and Garling, that was off screen, but like based off of what we know, you can't tell me otherwise. Like he took on all of them. the Dami reverses, the girl and Garling, and he came out scratchless basically. He doesn't have regen, right? Like it's kind of insane. And he was like clocking with Emu, and it's not like when Emu Dami reversed him, he like healed up either. So it's like I'm kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Rayleigh Scopper shows up. They're like, yeah, I don't want to get one shot again. Like,
Do you
you know
think
what
Oda
happened?
knows how bad the perception is around Garling? Like not in terms of like him being a villain, but how weak people think Garling is. Do you think Oda knows that? Or do you think it's like the Yamato cover page story where it's like, oh my god, people love Yamato, dude. They can't wait for more.
This is well, yeah, we talked a little about this, but specifically Garling. Here's the thing: like the problem with Garling right now is if Oda gives us a current timeline and we see a black blade, everyone's gonna think it's painted. Everyone and their mother's gonna think it's painted. He's sitting there for 38 years wondering how did those guys turn their swords black during their fights? Like they don't start off black. Oh, I guess they paint them. And so he probably, if someone legitimately came out of theory saying Garling painted his swords black and the Mihawk thing didn't exist, I might have thought that was true. Like, I'd be like, you know what? At this point, I kind of
Maybe.
believe you, bro. This is kind of, I don't know if Oda understands it. And what makes it worse is kind of like the seriousness around it, where at this event, and I get it, like they don't necessarily have that much resistance at a cleansing event, right? Because they're just hunting free game, right? Mihawk is literally saying, you know, when Mihawk says that, like, I don't hunt rabbits with a cannon, right? What he's alluding to is like if you are hunting rabbits with a cannon, you're weak. So like that's probably if you know the Mihawk Celestial Dragon adjacent theories are true, then he's basically saying anyone who participates in this nonsense is a weakling. And maybe like that carries a lot of weight. And the reason why like it feels crazy is because they have a
Or
ranking system, a point system,
I thought you
and
were
it's
gonna go a
like they
different
scale
route.
them. Okay, what were you
And
gonna
you were
say?
gonna say that Garling didn't bring his supreme grade blade to the event because he doesn't hunt
Oh,
rabbits with a cannon.
I thought you were gonna say he didn't bring a supreme grade cannon.
Close, close, close.
Bro, if you're memeing, you might as well meme super hard, bro. I'm just like, my thing is, it's like they were like, oh my god, Gunko has more of a winning odd or whatever. Like she's higher, she's might win over Garling, and now I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's like, it, it's like what like. it's like watching a race at a geriatric center. Like they're like, what's the point? You know, like oh God, I don't even know what to compare this to, but it is
Yeah.
kind of abysmal. I need Oda to lock in a little bit.
Unless
It
this is
can't
what he's
just
going
be
for. Like there is a chance that this is just what he wanted. You know, he wanted the God Knights to be portrayed kind of poorly. You know, oh, it's like the whole mindset of like, oh, these guys are celestial dragons. They're not fighters. They're just pompous. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but like these are our next opponents in a way, right? Like these aren't just like, oh, like they're just whatever. Like we're gonna have to fight these guys, and if this is what they can bring to the table, I mean, yeah, you know, Usopp would probably lose, but I don't think anybody's worried
Yeah,
about like Zoro or Sanji anymore.
wait a second.
What's up? What are you gonna
Okay,
say?
I just cooked up a theory. There has to be this can't be it. And the reason why I say that is because based off of God Valley, why is Dragon so afraid of the Holy Knights? If anything, his
Oh,
like
that's what people are saying too. I've seen people have that sentiment. Like, okay, wait, are these really the guys Dragon is afraid of? Like,
yeah,
are these his
because
ops?
he didn't see anything from them that was that terrifying. Like, yeah, Maffy hit him with the thing, but like then he saw Whitebeard slice him in half and walk away, and Big Mom, and then he saw his dad literally clock all of them, and then it's like, is he afraid of the Holy Knights or his dad? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the silhouette was just Garp over and over again. His nightmares are just, do I have to fight my dad if I want to fight the Navy? Like, it doesn't make sense for him to have that like our real wars with the Holy Knights based off of this. There has to be events afterwards that makes the Holy Knights like a threat. Otherwise, the other world is that Dragon's also like, but that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Dragon also being ass, I again, like, sorry guys, I'd rather be the Holy Knights are awesome and then Dragon's also awesome. I think that's the better timeline than the Holy Knights are ass and then the Dragon and the vice commanders or captains are not, like, they're like semi ass and then their captains are like cool and Dragon's not ass. And the Holy Knights aren't ass either. I think that's the better world. I
Yeah,
think, right?
that's
Yeah,
definitely
and
the
it can't
better
just be
world.
Emu. It can't just be Emu showing up every time, be like, "You're too slow," and then just taking over bodies. Like, that just can't be it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it can. Maybe it's just like the reverse Naruto, right? Like the Kurama cloak, but Emu cloak, or the Zetsu cloak, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what that would be
The
like.
Zetsu Hashirama cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
dude, imagine like Dragon goes extreme diff with all these guys. Like, oh, I can barely keep up with these Holy Knights. It's like, fuck, dude, damn it. And the thing is, we're not even like the biggest Dragon fans per se. And it's like, I don't want him to be that weak.
Well, I think we're good Dragon fans. We're looking at the story. There's so like, I feel like a lot of the Bogard hype that's hot. There's obviously hot air, okay? Like, it's admitted there, right? But like it's kind of like we have enough of Dragon to be critical of it. Like, we can make up all the positive things about Bogart because we don't have that many negative things to go off. But for Dragon, we kind of do. So it's like you can't ignore those things, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can cope for them, but not acknowledging them is a different thing. Like, so you have to be on the coping side. And if you are coping, you have to admit that you're coping. And I know I'm coping with a lot of Dragon stuff. But then I see shit like this where it's like all these years to set up Dragon's ultimate. Like, Sabo went against the Gorosei and Emu. I don't know what he knows about them, but then he goes, the real war starts with the Holy Knights. And then we see the Holy Knights, and I don't know, like the characters who are the legends of this era that Dragon was a part of, kind of had no problem with them. They didn't have an issue with any of them. What they had an issue was the magic that they just, like, they have no context for, which makes sense. They're not magicians. Like, this is not fair, you know? So it's like, I feel like there has to be And then
Something
you pair
more.
that with Dragon not knowing like the ancient weapons or poneglyph, like with oh yeah, Robin was telling us about those things, and it's like, please go to give us something better with Dragon. I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, maybe this is their people are saying this is their Saboti, the God Knights. And after this, they are going to have like a time skip and really level up. And I like that idea.
No, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. We get a Vigilantes My Hero, right? Like, is that we follow the Holy Knights in their character development and glow up? That'd be insane. We get the
Imagine that.
Holy One Piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Like next chapter, we'll see Garling and he's at the Holy Land lifting weights like Zoro. And like Garling, like, what are you doing? And he's like, never again. No. He throws his sword up. Never again, Emu. I'll never lose.
Oh,
Like that would be
my
crazy.
wait.
Genuinely insane.
I'm down. If our next cover story is the Holy Knight glow up, I'm with it. I don't
That'd be
think we've
cool,
ever
right?
had. I don't think we've ever had like a like when I say flashback, like I get like a lot of the cover stories might be set a little bit in the past, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe not current or whatever. But it'd be crazy to have like a flashback story where it's like
Training
36
montage.
years ago. Yeah, this is Garling 30 years ago, like following that timeline of the Holy Knights. That would be kind of nuts.
I think
Oh
everybody would
my
love it.
God.
Like, we just need
Yeah.
something to redeem them. Because, like you said, I don't know if this is what Oda intended. Like, for us to leave God Valley and pretty much everybody is collectively shitting on the Holy Knights. Like, there's got to be some sort of disconnect, right? Where Oda's like, oh, people, like, I mean, aside from, like, Garling's character and what he's been doing, he's like, oh my God, like, I bet people think he's really strong. It's like, I don't know about that one. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that's what Oda thinks. And you could say that Oda doesn't
Yeah.
want to make him strong, but like, dude, look at how he's been treating like Shamrock and Shanks. Like, this is their dad. Unless it's like a Vince Smoke Judge situation where, Judge is like not all that. Unless you're Cole and you think he's
Yeah.
like top 5 in the verse. And it's like,
Yeah, I brought that up.
it's so funny. And it's, I don't know, man. Like, Oda's got to play some PR for this guy. Maybe my hope is that King Herald will see him. And that's where we're going to get a lot of the good stuff. Because King Herald will go up to the Holy Land. We know that he has a relationship with Shamrock. So perhaps King Herald trains Garling, which would be disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like that.
Dude, I don't
know if I like
when
that
you said,
one.
Harold, like they come in and the quid pro quo is like, the Holy Knights are like, make us strong. And then Harold's just like, what? And then that's why they were like, yo, that would make sense visiting the grave if it was their sensei. Oh my God.
You know how funny that would be though? Which also since Shamrock is a baby, he would like soak up a lot more of that Herald knowledge, which would be fun. But imagine Zoro and Sanji go up to fight Killing Him and Sommers, and the first thing they do, Killing Him and Sommers, hit them with the Hakaku sovereignty. Oh, dude, that'd be so fire.
I'm not gonna lie. This sounds like we have dementia or something. If we out of context said if we believe Harold was Garling Sommers and their sensei, and like that, I'm not gonna lie. That would be an insane frame for Elbaf if these were the disciples and they found out their sensei was murdered. Oh my God, that would be kind of wild. And like, so then this would be like revenge. This would be personal. Like, there'd be so many crazy layers to it. And like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, aside from the Holy Knights part, like of it, this like actually making sense. On the Herald side, like with how desperate he is, and given the end of the chapter, I could see that on his side, and that would be kind of nuts. And like they know that he went band for band with Rocks like multiple times, right? So it's like if their issue was like, yo, Rocks was kind of nuts, and you went blow for blow, arm for arm, everything. Show us the ropes.
It's not embarrassing to be trained either. Like, look at Luffy. We love
Zoro.
Luffy. Yeah, trained by Rayleigh, Zoro trained by Mihawk. Like, there's nothing wrong with seeking enlightenment. Like, do you make fun of a guy for, becoming religious out of nowhere? Not really. No, you don't do that. So Garling getting stronger, looking up to Herald as like as a mentor, nothing wrong with that. Do it, man.
Especially if the plan was to bring Elbaf into the fold, right? Like, if some form of bringing the armies and King Harald as a holy knight, because they were offering that to Loki, right? So it's like, if that was in the books, then that might mean the Herald was on that like list. And so it's like, hey, train us and then you'll be inducted. Like, this is the process. And so, like, looking at Loki, it is kind of curious why they offered him the Holy Knight position so quickly, right? Like, from Loki's standpoint, he's never met them. They don't know him. And so why do they offer that, other than like, you would be the best sovereign for Elbaf? But it's like, maybe it has to do with Herald. Maybe Herald like spoke positively about Loki. Like, I'm not mad at this version of events that could be like, if we leave this part and it's like, why is the Holy so ass? And the next thing after is Herald's training them. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Herald could even give them the Devil for Develop that they've been passing down.
That's probably like the more reasonable things, but we do know that or we didn't see it opened, right? Like at the end of when he dies or whatever.
Yeah,
like that
we don't really know who's
up
in there. We don't know anything about that yet, but
yeah. Damn, dude, I would kind of like it if they were pained by Herald's death. Shit, that's nuts. That's
dude,
a plot twist.
I'm telling you, man, it's gonna happen. We are gonna get Herald in the God Knights as a sensei.
I could see it now. Sai's gonna pay some TikTok creator to make some theory about this. Then he's gonna clip it onto Twitter and be like, "Herald, the Holy Knights theory. Have you seen this guy? It's crazy." So you can offset the wildest theories, not as his own, but propel them with himself. Be like, have you guys seen this crazy theory? Law's backstory is made up. Yeah, that wasn't me, guys. It was just a friend. Like,
people are doing that with Robin right now. They're saying that she can't read the poneglyphs and she's just making stuff up as she goes. And we would never know. That is fair. We would never know.
Neptune had it, right? Neptune. And Sukiyaki, because Robin goes.
She's ad-libbing, and she's just really good at guessing.
And then he drops his mask. He's never dropped his mask. Not even when he was continuously poisoning Tama. Like, not when like Neptune was just like. It's still funny. Neptune, when Robin walks up to Neptune, he goes, hey, I have a wife, or I was married. Like,
yeah.
I'm a faithful man.
Robin, please no.
Stop! Don't influence me with those hands. That was crazy. I forgot what she said too. I think she just like, he was just like drinking to himself, and she walks up and he's like, "Oh, hot lady, I gotta tell her I'm married."
You ask, because I just watched that episode last night. What happens is that Robin, she asked to see King Neptune outside on a one-on-one like convo. And then King Neptune's like, "Hey, just letting you know ahead of time, I have a loving wife, even though she's dead. I'm not gonna do anything to Robin." It's like, bro, Neptune, this guy.
Yeah. Maybe
Neptune that's his first assumption.
Maybe Neptune was just making her feel good, like, oh, she thinks she can read me.
Oh my god, yeah. This lady's talking about a guy named Joy Boy. There's also something about Poseidon. You know what? Let's just go with it. Okay.
It was a letter. Oh, she's sounding kind of like my wife right now. My late wife.
Everybody goes down. They're like, "Sure, Hoshi, you're Poseidon," and she's like, "Wait, what? Who told you that? I've never been called that. I don't have these powers." Robin just made it up.
That's crazy. Robin making shit up. That's a timeline.
That's a good one. That's right next to like Zoro pushing Kuina down the stairs for her sword.
It'd be mad funny if we saw the ghost of Clover. So just like, that's not what it says. She's making shit up, guys.
Yeah, Clover's like in his grave rolling around like, no, she can't read.
She's illiterate.
Guys, no. Oh, dude.
That'd be awesome. Oh, God.
And then people are saying
Yeah, they
that since
never
she's the
vetted
only
that.
survivor of Ohara, that it ever really happened. She just made that up too.
All right, that one's crazy. We saw Vegapunk and Dragon walking on it.
Did we though?
What do you mean, did we though? Stop
though?
drinking the juice. Stop drinking the juice.
I don't know if we did,
bro.
Par.
The juice is plaguing him. This is what they say, like, brain rot is contagious, dude. This is it. This is it. Did we though for O'Hara's crazy. The most I'll entertain is that like Buster calls are the amnesia juice, right? Like they're not actually cannons that are meant to destroy things. They're just like they're like Men in Black, like forget everything kind of thing. So it's like it does destroy the island, but it makes you forget about the island. Maybe that's what it is.
You know how crazy Buster Calls would be if that's the case? Like, Buster Calls are so powerful it erases your memories. What the fuck are we on about? You know what's so funny? Okay, I'm gonna get to this too. This is the next part of the chapter. We see that the island starts collapsing.
Perfect.
And it's funny. I swear, there's like one. I don't want to call him an idiot. There was one guy, I swear, like in all my comment section, Sai, no, the island, are you forgetting Buster Calls exist? Because I brought like, oh, like, you know, the island sinks, it's probably Lucia or, you know, something like that, blah, blah. And the spoilers released and it said, oh, the island is sinking. And I was like, yeah, like, we don't know what's happening. Like, is it Emu? Is it Lucia? Like, anything is possible. It could even just be clashes. And I swear, one guy, 4 different occasions, Sai, why do you go to extremes? It's the Buster Call. It's already established. Brother, no, you know what? I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what do I say to that in response? You know, like a guy just is talking about like unironically talking about the Buster Call. When me and Par talk about it, it's like a joke, right? We never think Buster Calls are actually all that. But one guy, I swear to God, is like on the Navy payroll hyping up Buster Calls every single damn day. How's it even possible? How do you read 1,100 chapters of One Piece and your main takeaway is that the Buster Call is like some world-ending threat? It couldn't even destroy Ohara. People visited it afterwards, bro. It's not even like Chernobyl. Chernobyl, at least you can't go there. You know, it's not advised. You can go to Ohara, man.
At least it's radioactive is crazy.
Yeah, at least Chernobyl's radioactive, bro. Like, my God.
But Sai, don't you see the panel while it's getting destroyed? The next one is 3 cannons firing. Come on.
Being gaslit by like one dude.
Like I'm honestly I am a little confused of like who are they firing the cannons at, but like at that point like it's kind of weird because the island's like it's kind of like a drop in the ocean. Your explosions, your cannons are doing nothing in comparison of what is happening in the sky, in the water, and around them. And someone commented, oh no, someone in my Discord, they were like, it could be that they are just setting off a volcano below, kind of like Onigashima. Yeah. And they were just like, this looks exactly like Onigashima, like the lightning afterwards. Like Oda set us up to see it looking like this. And that kind of just makes sense. If the Holy Knights if they are like, Garling's walking in it, like, don't worry, this sign's going to disappear anyways. And it's like, that kind of means that they have like a formula for it, right? And if their formula is like scientific like that is, it's simple. Beautiful. And it is kind of like what I was joking about of like, do they just wrap the island in TNT? Yeah, basically. They just dig and then just like explode something at the bottom, set off the volcano, and then the volcano takes care of it. Which, I don't know. It's kind of silly, but
oh yeah. So this now brings me to my amazing theory that ties in with the rain. Do you think that the rain at God Valley is heavier than usual, and that caused the island to collapse?
Bro, we're not talking about when there's an island that became a bucket over overnight, and it's literally carrying rainwater. And for 800 years, Wano's walls never fell, never sank, nothing. And on top of that, the weight of that water didn't crush like the buildings at the bottom. And in fact, it preserved them. Sure, that depth, listen, like I've seen subs explode at lower or higher depths, but yeah, this rainwater that is accumulating on it, is definitely, there's a reason why it was a valley and not a basin, right? There's a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. When they
Okay.
took off the valley, they completely altered the geographic nature of this, what caused this island to stay afloat. You're right.
On to my real theory. Jokes aside,
Wait,
do you think
you clickbaited me?
that there is actually, hear me out, Par, you're gonna love this one, that there is a ship off the coast of Elbaf that has dance powder?
That's not bad. I like that, but I don't think that causes the thing to sink.
All right. How about this? How would you feel about the existence of the rain god in this scenario?
Literally, it's just like when you say the rain god.
No,
like
no.
20 minutes
We
ago.
know, dude. Hey. The rain god was mentioned in the same breath as sun god.
Mhm.
And here we are, all these years later. We're looking for these other gods, brother. Could this be the rain god causing these tumultuous events?
I'm not gonna lie. The rain at Logtown looks scarier than this rain.
That's insane.
That shit had wind. That shit was blowing people left and right. This rain looks like. I mean, to be honest, doesn't the rain? Oh no, we see a dragon's thing. We see the rain still. Because I was like, wait, does the rain stop? Because in the images with the ship, there's no rain. It's literally just on the island. But then we see dragon, and it looks like there's rain there.
Yeah, there's rain there.
Yeah, I mean, the rain god stuff aside, the rain making ship thing that Crocodile had, like, I do think that has a place somewhere. I think the most mysterious part is what the context was. Let's see what the Viz says here. It goes, absent from the pages of recorded history, like a curtain falling on a stage, the island crumbled in upon itself and was shrouded in a deep, deep mist. That deep, deep mist is kind of curious because what did TCB say? It said, and consumed by fog. So like that was what I was kind of wondering. Like, is that mist like a permanent like feature now, like the Florian Triangle? Because if that
Yeah.
is the case, then there might be some kind of like actual, again, like scientific thing that they're doing. And hey, if that is the plot line, then I get why Saturn is there. He's the godhead of science defense. He's the only Gorosei to be there. Why does it make sense for him to be there? Because he has to implement whatever that is. Sure. I would have liked for that to be like established and not like hey guys, you see this island? I don't know what the hell happened either, right? Like this is one of those ones where it's like I don't think we need the community to like wonder about what happened here. This is the kind of like we already have Damiroversi, we already have like what the hell is Emu, we have Are the Holy Knight Strong. We don't need to start like thinking about does the island geography make sense for it to self implode and create mist. Like how many meteorologists are going to come into the One Piece community from this to tell me about how like, oh no guys, this is natural. Yeah, if the rain is heavy enough, it actually can implode. We see with like Tortuga Island here in the Pacific, that actually happened. Like I don't know, like that'd be kind of insane if that was the case. But yeah, I think dance powder would be a cool thing to put in here. I think dance powder would be nice.
What if
I would like if the Celestial Dragons actually danced though.
this is just like the Florian Triangle, and if Oda were to draw one more panel of God Valley, we'd see eyes slowly popping up over the horizon.
That would be sick. I'd like that.
Yeah,
every time they spawn like a monster.
Every time like something. What do people say? It's a very popular phrase in pop culture, but what goes up must come down. And just as that is true in our world, in the One Piece world, what goes down must come up. So potentially, the Florian Triangle monsters are just the islands shooting upwards into the sky and becoming sentient.
Yeah, like you know what's funny? I was like on stream, I was like making some comparison to the Celestials in like Marvel. Like it's like that. Like what if it was that there were a bunch of Celestials in and they're just like capped like AOT walls, but with the islands. The islands are actually their heads. It's their hats. That's what they are. Yeah. So you take off their hat and now they can climb out. And then so then they're releasing the thing. And that's what like when you look at Onigashima, it kind of people have made that theory where it's like it's literally the head and the skeleton's just like contorted inside the like the slice that we see Sukiyaki give us, because like next to Mount Fuji is just like this random thing, and then with the Onigashima head, like yeah, I wouldn't be mad if someone thought that there was a skeleton inside that. And what if that's what's happening here and you let that free? You get some foggy. And Wano is already basically like this perpetually, by the way. Literally, Onigashima has this weather all the time. And then around Wano is like this all the time. So it's like, maybe, and underneath Wano is a volcano. Maybe it's some shit like that. I'm not gonna, I think maybe there's something.
You can't dismiss it, Par. Like a guy on the street going back for some more cigarettes. You just cannot stop the theories.
Yeah, so, is Florian the person's name then? Isn't Florian like Florida? In the Florida.
You're thinking about like Floridian.
Yeah, so isn't Florian just? I mean, like then, well, it's gonna be the person's name is Flori D like that, or no, Floria D Ann.
Floria also is Latin for flower, so.
Yeah, but there's an N at the end.
Yeah,
Florian.
So that Oda can draw the line between reality and fiction. What's what?
Yeah, well, I think it's more like the Bermuda Triangle, which has Florida in it, and Oda took the D out because he wanted to hide them from the history of the world.
I don't know, man.
D and bro.
You see, here's the thing: if the Florian Triangle is just the flower triangle, then this all relates back to Emu, who has a flower room. What if the Florian Triangle monsters... So this is like an old theory. I'm sure you've seen it before. People are saying that the Florian Triangle monsters are actually just like Emu, where it's just like a black amalgamation shadow thing.
The Umibozu.
Yeah, and that could be it. I mean, it could just be like another Emu.
Yeah, it could be Emu's brothers. It's Emu's Davy Clan. They're sending them free.
It's like the Otsuki clan out of Naruto. Kaguya is Emu, and then the other Otsukis are like the Florian monsters that pop up out of the ground. And this could go back to like how Emu is quote Mother Earth. It's because they came from the earth, from the holes.
And God Valley, that wasn't that wasn't mountains, that were their horns. And so when you broke off their horns, then they were set free, just like Herald was in this chapter. Oh, that's a good one, right?
All right, I gotta go pee. That's okay. I gotta think on that one. So we see the sky split from the lightning. Do you subscribe to the theory that the one who did the single sword sky split was Garling?
Single sword sky split?
Yeah. Was that our guy?
I mean, if he can fly.
You don't have to fly to do that.
Yeah, you do. He because it says a massive lightning bolt with countless branches split the sky. So it came from the sky down, unlike the other ones from man-made people that go upwards and split the sky, like Kaido, Luffy, Roger.
Oh, I see where you're confused. This is a first off feat.
First of what? You know, he would have to be in the sky to do this, unless he. Oh, no, 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 no.
Like there's no
Oh my
precedent.
God.
Like he's doing something
No,
very
this-
different that we haven't seen before.
No, this is it. This is no, this is the second of. Oh no, this would be first of, because the first of would be Buggy, who put his sword up and became a lightning rod. Yes, do I think that Garling became the lightning rod of God Valley so that the lightning would hit God Valley? He's like, "Oh, without me, the best regenerator here, the lightning won't know where to go."
What if Garling is the rain god?
Yeah. He just needs to, like, all he does is he just rubs his hair a little bit and straightens it up, and then boom, he's the rain god. That's why it's always tipped down.
Yeah. They often say, with the moon comes the thunder.
No one says that. No mythology, I don't think, ever has said, with the moon comes thunder. What the fuck? Like, as a sexual innuendo, maybe. like
Yeah, you're not Southeast Asian, so you don't know about that one. That's okay.
What?
That's all right, Par. So we see that everybody's pretty much leaving God Valley at this point. Whitebeard, Roger, Garp, Big Mum, Kaido, Dragon, Shanks. Who's that? The bottom left, above Blackbeard.
Kuma.
Oh, Kuma. Yeah, that guy. Kuma.
What?
And it's pretty cool, you know? Like, these are new tales that are branching off of this one incident. Dude, one incident.
New stories.
Yeah, new stories. Dude, so many people were tied to this island. And now comes a big question that a lot of people are just kind of wondering right now. But Barbell, we have not gotten any updates from him. Oddly enough.
Oh, he's the rain god. He's in the water.
People are saying he's either the rain god
Toileting.
or he is the one who crumbled God Valley. And he's currently going underground to see what's down there. He never left.
Yeah, he's also, like, the entire time when Emu goes, the Davy Clan, those disgusting filth, he's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here, because he's actually just Davy Jones, and that's why he's sinking all of it to the bottom of the ocean, because that's his territory.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know what they say, Sai, with the moon comes thunder.
Nobody says that.
Ah, shit. Shit.
Why would anybody say that?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere. I think one of my friends said that.
That's so weird, Par. What the
I
heck?
heard it from my friend.
You need better friends. You need better friends if those are the theories they're telling you, brother. I don't know, man. What the heck? So
You're right.
On to the Roger ship. We see that Roger has finally woken up. Gloriosa's in the back fainting. And what do we do with Gloriosa now? Do we just drop her and Shaki off somewhere?
I mean, I think she's the one who healed him. It kind of looks like it too, right? Like, how did he heal so quickly? Look at her. She looks lightheaded almost, right? And there's some interesting sound effects coming from the I don't know what sounds she be making, but like, all I know is that when dudes recover this fast, there's some intervention. I'm not gonna say
like
what,
Zoro
but
at
there's
Wano. Yeah.
Hey, Brooke saw it with his eyes, bro.
There's nothing wrong with that. If it heals them, why not?
Yeah, and
why
like,
complain?
We know this. Whitebeard. There's a reason why when we first saw Whitebeard, he had like 72 nurses, all women, wearing cheetah print. That was hella healing, bro.
I can't even hate it, dude.
Yeah. Oda. Yeah, like, hey, listen. I'm just saying that, like, if I've seen this before. Like, and then, come on, Roger doesn't know what happened. And the thing is, he wasn't ever like, I don't like you. I just don't like that you love bomb me. And there's also Shaki there. So he wasn't ever like opposed to it. He's not like that, you know? So it's like, you know, he wouldn't be mad if he woke up and Gloriosa was just there.
Yeah, licking his wounds, literally.
Okay. What the fuck?
Nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah. Garchu.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of them though, like, do we drop them off? Because this is like a men-only crew.
We find out that the entire ride to Laugh Tale, they just been in the dungeon. Like, we don't know what actually, like, Toki's was just with them the entire time. When she was on the ship, it's like, wait, there were other women on the ship? Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, we go downstairs and there's good old Shaki and Gloriosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
I don't think they
because when they hit Laugh Tale, Gloriosa and Shaki are not there. When we see Odin, they're not there either.
Yeah, and I think what's her face? On Amazon Lily, Boa's a live kid. No, not kidnapped. Yeah, but she's a child. What's her Tritoma? She's dying now or in 2 years?
She dies
now.
later.
No, wait. If Shaki left and Gloriosa's here, then she's already the thing, and she dies 2 years after becoming the Empress, right?
I don't know if we have like an exact timeline. I don't remember.
Yeah, I gotta revisit that timeline, but something's odd about that because, like, then it's like, wait, we know that it goes Gloriosa, Shaki, Tritoma, Boa. So
yeah.
I think they do drop them off at Amazon Lily. At least Gloriosa goes, right? Unless they just don't have an Empress until Boa like gets saved by Fisher Tiger, which is
a while away
from now. Yeah, like it happens 10 years from now, I think. Like 18 years, I think. Something like that. 15 years probably.
Yeah. Huh.
Damn.
Yeah, we got some ground to cover, man. We do know that Shaki and Gloriosa end up in Saboti, so that is possibly where Roger and the crew could drop him off. And we know Gloriosa was there because she was like, yeah, like when Boa and the sisters escaped, I found them with Shaki and then I just took them back. So yeah, it could very easily be the case. One thing that people are pointing out is Duringo with the bat wings. People are like, yo, like, Duringo, is this guy a Lunarian? He's not Lunarian. We've seen him without the wings before. It looks like it's either attached to his jacket or he has like some sort of bat devil fruit. I think the bat devil fruit would be pretty cool because that would mean that he's dead and Stussy has it, but that's besides the point. Yeah. It's like, it could be attached to the jacket, could be like aesthetic, could be a devil fruit. Or
I like
we're gonna say
aesthetic.
Captured.
Aesthetic is cool.
We're gonna say captured for Vegapunk's like experiments or something.
Yeah. Captured. That would be kind of like, because he goes like, this is the peak of humanity, and it's Duringo. Is Duringo's bloodline involved? That'd be crazy. That he was the missing link. At least, like, obviously Seraphim is Lunarian, but like prior to that, when he got to the Stussy thing, this is the first successful human thing. If Duringo was the missing link for that, that would be kind of crazy. Not gonna lie.
Be a lot of clout.
Yeah, for sure. Like, they go to Laugh Tale, and then like everyone cares about like why Roger's important and the D Clan, but then there's just like a 1-to-1 image of Duringo there, and I was like, the hell, bro? You didn't tell us about that. He's like, yeah, see, my mom told me about this, but like I didn't believe her, to be honest. Like, he has like the lore just ready. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
The Duringo fan club is going nuts right now.
Yeah, it's justified. It is justified. He's kind of a really if everyone's instinct on Marco's dad in the background was right, and then it goes as far as now slating Marco Polo into the story. I'm not mad at people hyping up Duringo off of that. Let's see what happens, bro.
Yeah,
I'm ready for
enough.
Duringo hype.
Yeah, Polo came in, dude. Duringo, let's not undersell him.
Yeah,
let's not undersell him. So next, we got Shanks in a chest. What's funny is that, kind of like Duringo, people are finally now paying attention to the Roger Pirates. They're looking at the guy in the top right, in the middle panel, and they're like, Captain John!
Oh, this guy? Oh, yeah, the one that
I forgot his name. Nami? Yeah. But the
Yeah, I
way
forgot his
Oda
name.
shaded him in, he does kind of look like Captain John.
A
But
little
that
bit,
is
yeah.
Spencer, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have made theories around this guy being Big News Morgan's or
My
Nami's
God.
like relative, like a bunch of crazy stuff. But the Nami's relative kind of does make sense because his hair is orange, and like when in a normal situation, Oda kind of just like makes him look like his bangs are just a longer Nami on a dude, like that, like a dude Nami basically. Um, so yeah, I don't know what to do with that one, but it'd be crazy if we find out that Spencer was Nami's dad and he just dies before the story starts.
Yeah,
It's
it just
just
never makes it anywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, shout out
And
Spencer, man.
he's the reason everyone dies at Okio Kingdom.
So Shanks in a chest, we see him. This is pretty much 1-to-1 with the Volume 4 Billion rough draft. Now people are just kind of wondering, like, wait, how do we know that this kid is named Shanks? Like, right now it's just the baby. How did they get the name correct? My theory is that they don't call him Shanks for a while. I think they're actually just going to call him Red Hair, and that's where Shanks gets, like, his epithet from. It's the name that Roger and the crew gave him, like, oh, Red Hair, Red Hair, Red Hair. And then they probably go to the Holy Land at some point, or maybe they run into Garling, and then that's where they learn that his name is actually Shanks.
I like that, I like that Gloriosa and Shaki are here because I'd hope that their influence would give them a better name to just Red. Like you do, like that is such a dude thing to do, right? Just like a bunch of dudes in a forest, find a baby. All right, we'll take care of it. What do we call it? Well, shit, he looks chubby. We'll call him Chubs. Like, it's like, yeah,
That's perfect, man. I can't even
yeah, and
hate
then
it.
it's like, all it takes is like one or two girls to be like, all right, no, we're not going with Chubs, and then you name him something normal. Yeah, the Shanks thing, it has always, like, I've even, I think in theory, as I mentioned, it's like we don't necessarily, it might not be his real name. Then we got it that was his real name, but given where we're at with him in this chest, the name being transferred hands that many times doesn't make sense because I don't even know if Dragon knows their names. Dragon doesn't know their names because their mom just said save my babies, right?
Yeah.
And so Dragon goes, picks up both the babies. Maffine doesn't even know their names, I don't think either, because they were just surprised that there were kids and thought that there was one kid, right? And so and then once it leaves Dragon's hand, then it's like completely separate, right? And now the kid's in a treasure box that isn't like, because the other part where people are saying it's like, oh, it's on the box. People thought he was one of the treasures, so that's why as a prize, the name tag's on there. Whether it's like written on a name tag on the shirt, whatever. It's as simple as that, right? Like it could just be written on his clothes, which isn't like a normal thing, but it is a fiction. It's whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not too harped on it, but I like that version of what you're saying. Like, just call him Red Hair, and then later on when he gets the marriage, or later on in life, they figure it out that his name is Shanks, right? Like, it could be that.
Yeah.
Could be something like
They
that.
go up to the Holy Land, and Garling's like, Shanks, my boy, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Yeah.
And it'll be a really
Do you
sad
think
scene.
now this because like prior is like the context is like, oh, this is treasure, he's treasure, they're looting treasure, but now it's different. Now all that stuff he's sitting on, that's child support, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, when you really think about it, though, these guys are pirates. They could just, like, I don't know, raid a village and take it.
That's true. The only crew to have a payroll torture, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They put that
So
guy to good use.
I'm
Oh, they
glad
tortured the name out of Garling.
that
That's
we
what they did.
have Shaki and Gloriosa here. Because, like you said, they can definitely take care of the child way better than the Roger Pirates. I'm surprised that the Roger Pirates even keep Shanks, which we don't know about, right? For all we know, they could just drop Shanks off at the next island and be like, hey, peace out, dude. We'll pick you up whenever you can, not poop on the floor.
And then Shaki and Gloriosa just like bonk them on the head. Like, no. And they're like, what? What do you mean we can't just leave the baby on an island? We always do that. And they're like, what do you mean you always do that? How many kids do you have? And then we find out Roger has a bunch of aces. It's not just Ace. There's like more.
There's like 1,000 of them out there.
Yeah. Which isn't that unreasonable given a pirate, but yeah, it could be. And it also ties into the whole when Momo with Odin and Rayleigh go, or Roger and Rayleigh go like, this takes me back. And everyone's like, what do they mean by that? And it's like Shanks and, Buggy.
Yeah.
But people also thinking about like Mihawk at that time. So what do we find out Mihawk was on the ship?
Yeah, he's already there. He takes care of Shanks.
Yeah. Wait, how old is Mihawk?
He's like a couple years older. I think like 5 right now or something.
He's in his 40s? Damn.
Yeah, he's something like that. He's just like a little bit older, I think. Yeah. I don't have the energy to look it up.
What if Shaki has been pregnant with him this entire time and gives birth now that it's safe?
So the newspaper reports that Rocks has been defeated.
You can't walk by
and that Garp is the hero of the Marines. He is the one who defeated that monster and his crew. Everybody's like, yo, Garp is the strongest. My guy, a vice admiral did it. He's a true hero. Then we see Garp's reaction. He's, yo, what is this drivel? Oh, wow, nice word. Haven't heard drivel in a while. Vice Admiral Garp, stop. Bring me Morgans. He needs to answer for this. Oh, stop it, Garp. The government clearly paid him off.
Garp is not saying drivel.
Hey, watch out. The Viz defenders are going to come out of the woodworks.
But what is this dribble sounds so odd for Garp? Unless in Japanese, it makes more sense. But like the live action Garp, even like that one is more like cultured, I guess. It still would sound odd. I feel like screaming like this, it's kind of interesting.
I could see drivel.
Bring me this Morgan's guy. He needs to answer for this. Damn,
yeah.
that's interesting. Morgan's is like what? A kid.
We see Sengoku's POV. Or not POV. We just get his dialogue, actually. He says, the World Government and the Navy are both massive organizations. If you include the militaries of all the member countries, there are tens of millions of soldiers across the world. It's impossible to be completely aware of what every last one of them is doing. So when I notice that the upper management is doing something insane, I just look the other way. Garp gets pretty mad about that. And he's like, oh, you ladder climbing fool. And he says, shut up. What is barking from the bottom of the cliff going to accomplish? Garp says, if you turn out like them, I'm going to kill you myself. And Sengoku, he says, with friends like you, how can I possibly go wrong? That's pretty cool. We kind of get the inclination that Sengoku wants a promotion so that he can change things or, fix things, but we just haven't seen anything yet. Maybe we'll get it one day. But for now, we just have this line to go off of, which I think makes Sengoku look pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
It's pretty decent.
I like that smile he has. I don't know what.
And the smile he gives off, it looks kind of sinister.
Yeah,
that's the smile a guy makes before he merges his daughter with a dog. You know what I mean?
No
like
way.
Something like FMAB.
I can't. Yeah, I was like, I can't put my tongue on it, but maybe I don't want to because it's that dirty, bro.
Yeah, he's got like a dirty ass smile. What is Oda doing with that one? Like that might be like one of Sengoku's best and worst panels.
Yeah, like Garp. I get it. Oda wanted to amplify the emotions here, and Sengoku's like literally like his devil fruit is the Buddha thing, which is like Nirvana and shit. So maybe putting in emotions on a character that you created that was like kind of zen and like doing this, maybe that's why it looks unnatural. But between the glass shading and that smile and the bleeding from the face, like there's something odd about what's going on. And then you add on what he's saying, right? Like he's also kind of being insane. But like in the mix of it, it makes sense because to a certain, like Garp demonstrated a power that threatens the world government to a certain extent in like on God Valley, right? Like he took out a Damiroversi. and he actually did fight Emu. And so, but in the grand scheme of things, Sengoku and anyone besides Garp, if they have any like, if they see what Garp has seen and they don't have the power that Garp has, what stance do you take? Do you take a stance of like nervous caution? Like, are you like what is the best way to survive? Is your best way to survive getting as high as you can, accumulating as much power as you can, and using that power to do that, then defend yourself? Or do you do what Garp is doing, which is that do you have to start from the bottom up and change the foundation? And it's kind of a both way thing. I feel like without what Sengoku has done and without what Garp has done, it would be very difficult to see a world where I think many readers, theorists, streamers have came to the conclusion that like the Navy and the world government are going to have like some kind of civil war like towards the end of it. And I think that starts from this, like what they're doing from top and bottom. They are trying to change it with different ideologies. And despite their disagreements, they are still friends and they have to work together. Just literally like ideologically opposed to each other. The things that Sengoku is standing for, smiling, is something that burns Garp to his core. And we flash forward to the current day and they still eat together. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of wild. But like that's also real to a certain extent. Like we see that happened this last week and that blew a lot of people's minds. In the real world, but it is an interesting place. I like where Oda has put Garp and Sengoku. I mentioned plenty of times that like God Valley was a very interesting thing to have Garp experience the way he did, and Dragon as well. And I think the handling of Dragon and Garp post that moment has been really, really good. I'm still curious about do cleansing events continue after this, and what does Garp do? Does he do the Sengoku and just look the other way, or does he try to shield people away from that? I want to know what happens, and maybe we get that sooner. I feel like Oda has been showing us more and more of the Navy and their inner thinking as we gone further and further into the final saga, and I think it is ramping up towards like a very Navy centric like arc, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, we've been talking about it, but we really want to spend at least 20 chapters with the Vice Admirals of the Navy just to see, their mindset, what's going on. And when it comes to like Sengoku, Sengoku and Garp, they're working towards the same goal. Like, if Sengoku was actually a bad guy, I do think that Garp would beat him. He wouldn't, be sitting down, hanging out with them. Like, at the end of the day, like, they got the same goals, going about it in different ways, and I think Garp respects that. I mean, that's why, they walk away in the end. They're both going their own paths. And I am curious, like, if I had to put this creation of sword on somebody, I think I'd put it on Sengoku more than Garp. Yeah. Like, I think that could be a great way to show that, like, with Sengoku's position, he was able to create a whole ass organization within the Marines. And that would be pretty cool. That'd be a big W for Sengoku.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like the lore of Buddha. Because Buddha was said to always wield a sword when he combats his enemies.
Was he? Said to that?
I mean, I'm the Asian here. I mean, you're really gonna question me?
Yeah, no, I'm not questioning
Jesus
you.
Christ,
I'm getting reassurance from you because you're Asian.
Yeah. Notoriously, Buddha wielded a massive sword.
What was the name of that sword?
The sword?
Yeah, because all swords have.
It was
names.
known as the Vorpal sword.
Oh, this is great writing right now.
Yes,
this is great writing. Yeah. I like Sengoku being the creator's sword. I kind of just like wherever I want sword lore. I don't want sword to be one of those groups like the Holy Knights at the moment. You know what I mean? And the thing is, they haven't. Hachinosu is Hachinosu was like not. I'm not gonna say.
Wait.
What?
Sorry, I don't mean to cut in, but I just thought of something amazing. You said, and I agree with it, like Sword right now, not the best lineup comparative to like the rest of the Marines out there, like, you know, Vice Admirals, Admirals, whatever. What if we get a scene where Kobe's on the ground and then he's about to get killed by, I don't know, like Bellamy or something. And then we see all the Admirals pop up. Akainu, Green Bull, Fujitora, Kizaru, Kuzan, and they protect Kobe from Bellamy or Emu, whoever he's fighting. And Kobe's like, wait, what? I thought Marines don't help out Sword members. And then in unison, all the Admirals and the Vice Admirals are there too. They say, Kobe, we're all Sword.
All Sword.
and then they rip off their shirts and then they all have sword tattoos. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's something that you'd come up with.
Yeah, is that... Wait, doesn't Akainu have like a sword tattoo?
Akainu does have a sword tattoo canon.
Yeah. That's not something I'd come up with, but that
is
sounds
something
like
you... What? No, that is
the
something
size
you would
wettest
come up
dream.
with. No.
That all the Admirals would line up to stop Bellamy from... I think Kobe beats Bellamy right now. What the hell? And second of all,
the dream dealer?
The Admirals ripping off their shirt all together sounds like your wettest dream, bro. It sounds like an instant nut.
Okay, wait. You think Kobe's
like,
beating the dream dealer?
The dream dealer?
That's what people are calling Bellamy. That's his new epithet.
What skin color do the people you refer to?
Oh my god, what the hell?
I don't know, it's because
what's the skin color of the people calling Bellamy that? Wow, okay, what the hell is this?
I thought you were gonna say yellow, and then I'd be like,
nah, dude, because
sense.
Bellamy's making flags now, and flags are the dreams of a pirate. So they call him the dream dealer.
That's good. Oh my god.
Literally everybody's calling Bellamy that, except for you, who's living in the past.
You're cooking. The best Chinese food. Take out Chinese right now. Oh, that's great.
The best Chinese food comes from the worst looking restaurants, let me tell you. Let me tell you, I'm fucking nasty.
Yeah, this ain't no Panda Express, baby.
Yeah, no. This is Mother Fong's kitchen, brother.
Mother Fong.
So, yeah. I mean, I do think that, as silly as it sounds, we could genuinely get like a Avengers woman moment where it's like the corniest shit known to mankind. Like every Vice Admiral gets up and like, Kobe, we couldn't say it earlier, but we're all Sword. And then like one by one, all the VAs come up. And then every time they flex, like we see a sword in the back, like a sword on the neck. One guy smiles and there's like a sword grill on his tooth. Like one by one. And then they say, all together, we will pierce through the darkness. That is the World Government.
It's Sai's wet. You guys are hearing Sai's best dreams. Like these are the dreams that he writes in his diary.
Dream,
like this is the ones I had that one dream again talking to his therapist. Like, let me tell you, it was a good week. Oda gave me a good chapter.
I don't know, dude. Just when that chapter comes, I'm gonna be living it up, and it's coming sooner than you think. The rapture's happening.
I forget if I forget where this, like, when I was thinking about this, or like if it came because I was like reading comment, but or maybe I was reading the news. I forget, but I was like, you know what is gonna happen is damn, where did I talk about this on stream maybe? No, I don't remember. It's that right now the Navy is gonna have to, or in the current story,
Yeah.
Because Garp is captured or whatever, like, and he attacked a Yonko, like they might have to do the sword thing to him and be like, oh yeah, he like did this, like what they did with Drake, right? Like Drake did like a bunch of wrong things and he was discharged and he's no longer a part of us and whatever. They might have to do a smear campaign on Garp now, because they, like, in here they couldn't and didn't, but now they might do that and they're like ready for it. Like,
oh yeah,
I was kind of thinking about that, where because of the situation, this might be what, like, creates a dissonance with the population, the citizens and the Navy, because like, wait, the hero of the Marines, like you're saying he was an evil monster and he was just like killing civilians, but I don't know if that works with the on Hachinosu, but like defying the orders or something like that. But like they're gonna have to do some kind of discharge thing unless they plan on saving him. So maybe that's what they do. Like Kobe's like, he's like, help, we need to save Garp. And then like he doesn't think anyone shows up. And then all the admirals line up on the coast of Hachinosu. And Kobe's like, what? I didn't know you guys should show up. And they're like, Kobe, we're all sword. And then that's what we get. You're right. And Kuzan.
We could also get a whole thing where we get faked out, where Akainu's like, we're not saving him. And then next thing you know, Akainu's like at Hachinosu. And the reason why is like it's a callback to when Blackbeard was like, yeah, I got Jewelry Bonnie hostage. Can you give me a ship? And then Van Auger's like, hey, Blackbeard, I don't think Akainu's coming to give us a ship. What do you mean? I think he's coming to kill us. Can we just go? Like, it could be that where Akainu fakes us out.
Yeah, we could see Akainu ripping Kuzan's other arm and leg off as well and beating his ass with it, right?
Yeah. And then we learned that Kuzan's always been a bad guy.
Well, but I was also thinking, like, even if they fought now, Akainu should clear him, right? Because
Akainu should clear him.
Yeah, because they fought and he lost an arm and leg, and not that like losing an arm makes you weaker, Shanks. But like if he took off the arm and leg and he was winning the fight at that point, I'm very certain that he probably continues to win the fight now, and he might take off the other arm and leg. Like that might be a terrible.
I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. What do you think he kept the arm and leg?
I wouldn't.
Do you think?
I don't think I'd keep it
or fed it to the dogs.
I just melt it.
Oh, so he's a part of Punk Hazard.
Yeah, he's a part of Punk Hazard.
That's a good one. So if we had a Vivre card, it might of Kuzan, it might actually point to Punk Hazard. Sometimes.
Yeah. Like on an odd day.
Wait, that would be kind of crazy.
What if that's why Kuzan went to Punk Hazard to look for his arm and leg?
Dude, that'd be
Kuzan, what are you doing here? Actually, I'm looking for my body parts. Have you seen him, Smoker?
You just like.
And also, I heard there's a surgeon here who could like reattach it. Where's that law?
Yeah. What if it's just like at the bottom of that lake where like Kinyamon's torso was?
Oh, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. Like Sanji just didn't go far enough. He's like, where's that? Oh, it'd be crazy if he brought up an arm and leg and it's like, shit, this wasn't yours, Kinnymon?
And then get this. You're gonna love this one. The arm has a sword tattoo.
Oh.
Not bad, right? Not bad.
Oh, wait, no, actually, I actually really do like that theory because I talked about it on stream a lot about my like. No, actually, I had one of my last videos was around Kuzan, but I don't think I posted the sword video. But I talked about it on stream because I knew I wasn't gonna post it. But it was that like it could be the circumstances around Kuzan and Akainu's fight was to make a believable discharge for Kuzan to then infiltrate, and it's like losing an arm and a leg. It's like, I don't think anybody would really question that. It'd be like, yeah, you did that on purpose to convince us. And like, it could be that Kuzan, if that is the reality, then it could be that Akainu had to take off the arm because it had like, the sword stuff on it. So to like maximally get him in there, it was like a two for one. It had to wipe off like the association. Or it could also be like another thing I was thinking about is I don't think this is the case, but Garp's Man, what's the word here? Garp's lack of wanting to be an admiral because he would then have to follow the Celestial Dragon's orders is really interesting because like we've seen sort of dissent like when Green Bull was there, right? Like it was like he's following them, right? And like Akainu was also listening to them. And maybe it's when he means like, oh, they have to follow their orders, maybe it's like a chip. Like maybe it is something like when you become an admiral, you have to get chipped by the Celestial Dragons, which is why when a Celestial Dragon gets hit, an admiral is called, and it would make sense if that admiral has to listen to the Celestial Dragon. And it could be that Garp is like, I don't want to be like that. And so that's why he stays as a vice admiral. And so Kuzan might have been chipped in his arm or some shit. And so Akainu had to melt that shit off. It could be something like that. And it might not be like direct orders, but like, you know, when we see it could be something as far as that like admirals cannot attack a Celestial Dragon, right? So when Green Bull is angry at like the situation, he's like stopped from being able to hit them. And it could be something like that. That wouldn't be that absurd, honestly. And it could make sense. Like if I was the Gorosei, especially having the nowhere of like my Holy Knights are here, I'm like here, and Akainu's like there. And every time he walks into the room, I got a little scared when he gets heated. But if they don't have to be if he's like chipped, you know, like they don't have to be. And it could be that that's a part of, you know, the process of becoming the admiral. Which would be kind of a double thing for what Garp is saying to Sengoku here, right? Like if you ever become like them, I'll kill you. Which imagine that if the admirals all had a chip in them that could get like Order 66 or whatever. Well, not Order 66, but like taken, like hijacked to make them do shit. Then Garp would have to kill Sengoku. That'd be kind of nuts. Or he'd just chop off his arm and leg.
And then we come to find out that Sengoku's Devil Fruit is the perfect counter because he's the Buddha. He's already enlightened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I like
kind of like how when Sengoku transformed at Marineford, the bolts were like flying out. We see the chip fly out.
Yeah, he's anti-vax, but like the QAnon vax, like they think the chip's in the vaccine. So then he's like, yeah, get the vaccine, but don't worry, I can remove it. Oh my God, that's crazy, bro. Oh shit, we cooked one.
Did we?
We're getting back to. We're getting back to it, bro.
Are we these cooking, nuggets. Guys? Let us know down below. Are these theories certified from Mrs. Fong's kitchen? So
yeah, let us know.
The next thing we see is Loki and that one guy that just died. Yeah.
Shit, I'm forgetting. I
forgot his name
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the guy who's Blackbeard's dad.
He looked a little different.
Yeah.
At the end.
I forgot who this dude is.
Very nasty guy.
Weird.
Nasty.
He's doesn't look
betrayed.
Like an altruistic pirate. Not exactly a hero. So he tells Loki about the Galilawa. And that's interesting. It's like, wait, what? You told him about the Galilawa? Like, that's insane, brother. Do you think Loki's going to pick up the mantle and become the leader of them? And also, Rocks, he doesn't... that guy, he doesn't know about Nika, apparently. Because Loki's like, hey, I think you're like Nika. And then he's like, Nika? And Loki's like, yeah, it's the word of liberation, man. And it's like, damn, like, Rocks seemingly... Or that guy knows seemingly everything, but he doesn't know Nika? That's odd.
Yeah, that is odd. What if it's because he knows him as a different name? Davy Jones. Yeah. No.
Is that the best you got?
I mean,
you are now cooking Indian food, Par.
Oh, whoa! That says people like Indian food too. Come on.
Yeah,
Everyone likes
Indian
some
food.
naan every once in a while. Come on, some chicken tikka. Come on.
Oh my God,
Butter
Jesus
chicken?
Christ! Hey, Par, your skin's showing.
Yeah. Sorry, I put my skin out there.
So sorry, Jesus. Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Fascinating.
it's
I like that.
crazy. I am curious about like Harold talks about the Galilawa, like Kuma talks about Nika. Like I thought that was just a myth. Like if Kuma was talking to like Bonnie, right? Bonnie is like that. As a kid, she was like, "Oh, that was just a myth that my dad told me about it." But push came to shove, and she saw the belief at firsthand, and so she was like, you know, I don't know what the correct term here is, but she was accepting when she saw Nika right in front of her face. She wasn't like denying it, right? She believed, but she wasn't like 100% on it. It was still a belief. Why? Because her dad was so devout. And like with Galilawa, with Herald, he's like, "What? I thought that was just a myth." And that's crazy coming from the king of Elbaf. And so I wonder if like Loki has heard the story of Galilawa from like Jarul or Herald. And so when Rock says that, he's like, "Damn, how do you know about them?" That's kind of crazy because that's also something that we don't necessarily know. How does Rocks know about them? Because Herald and Rocks have never on screen talked about them. So, but Herald has the backstory of them, and Rocks puts them out as again, like now reaffirming that they are the most, like it's not even the devil fruits, it's they are the most important thing almost. They are the destroyers, is a bunch of incredible destroyers by the name of Galilawa or Guerrera, and the guy who can actually control them is your old man, which is like wild. Like I don't know what that context means because Harold doesn't have that context, right? Like I want Ja Rule to be here to be like, whoa, Rocks, what are you talking about? What do you mean Harold can control them? I read the letters myself. They didn't say that some random giant down the line can control us. Like, it's kind of weird.
Rox talked about that a while back though, and he said, "Oh, they'd probably listen to Harold because he's an ancient giant."
Yeah, but that's my point. He was saying that to the Rocks crew.
Yeah.
But when Harold was talking about them, Harold literally had no like he was like, are they real? Like he didn't realize that they were actually a thing until John was like, "Brother, I have the letters." Like, what do you mean? Are they a myth or whatever? You're the king. You don't have the book. Did the past king not hand it down to you? Like, what happened? It's kind of interesting because I don't like. I was thinking about it like, what if that's what like Loki's eyes are for? Like maybe Loki's the one who can control them and it's his eyes. Like he has the giant's command with those eyes.
Oh, he takes away their free will.
Yeah,
cool.
some shit like that. Like, you know, oh, and maybe the horns are antennas.
So the next thing we get is so moving on. Yeah, no, I do like the idea of Loki taking over Galilawa. This could be an easy way for him to get a crew as well.
Vegapunk had an apple for an antenna. You think
and the thing is that the Galilawa would know about Loki's eyes. Good chance. Because they're from the Void Century. So they're probably going to look at Loki. And Loki's like, "My eyes. Don't look." And then Galilawa's like, "No, Loki. Your eyes.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful. Our old captain had those eyes." And Loki's like, "Oh."
We find out that Lola is the captain of the Galilawa, like some shit.
Oh my god. Maybe that's where Lola's like, "Oh my god, Loki, I didn't know you had such a cool crew." Yum.
Yum.
And then she goes back to Loki. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think it is interesting because it's like I didn't put this together, but he goes to read the conversation from the Viz. Loki goes, "I think you're Nika, Rocks." Nika. And then he goes, "The warrior of liberation." He laughs as he tears down the world. And then Rocks goes, "He tears it down? Well, I'm going to be the king of the world. If anyone's got that kind of power, it's Herald." Okay, next line. Listen to this, Loki. Somewhere out there in the world is a bunch of incredible destroyers by the name of Galilawa. And it's like, wait. You just said that like tears it down. What does that mean? I want to change the world. And he's like, your dad can control the destroyers, I think your dad is probably like, isn't he saying that your dad would be Nika then? Like the person who can control the destroyers would then be Nika for the frame of mind that thinks that Nika is the person who destroys the world. And also adding on to that, that would be antithetical to what Rocks want, because he was like, I don't want to tear down the world, I just want to change it. But it's also, he's pursuing the Galilawa. So it's kind of interesting, like that kind of, not dissonance, but like the separation there. But I feel like the destroyers, the Galilawa, because we from Herald's side, Galilawa was the shipwrights. They were shipwrights. And from Rock's point of view, they are destroyers. When we get to Water 7, we have the iceberg, the Galilawa company that was the shipwrights, and then we had the Frankie family who are the dismantlers. And so it's kind of interesting there because they did work kind of together, but like not on the surface.
Yeah.
And then we find out that it was that the leaders of both were basically brothers. So it is kind of interesting when you like continuously put that in, that Herald is talking about the people who built the ship and Rocks is talking about the people who destroy. So it's like, it might be that Rocks is pursuing the Frankie of Water 7 and Harold's like knows about the iceberg of Galilawa. Both talking about the same thing, the same company, like that Tom had, for example. And they're just talking about the different disciples that were created there, the dismantler and the maker. And so unironically, Frankie's dream was to be a maker. So, and then when we get to Iceberg, he's the dismantler. He's like, yeah, you got to dismantle the Merry Ghost or the Going Merry. So it is pretty interesting. So curious what comes from that though.
Yeah, shout out to Galilawa. I like to imagine that that's maybe what Loki was looking for after his dad died. Like, for those 6 years when he's out in the open seas, he could have just been looking for Galilawa the entire time. Just like, oh, where are they? Where are they? My dad is gone, so he can't control them. Rocks is dead, so he can't find them. I'll do it. Because, I mean, outside of that, he doesn't really have, like, much of a goal other than becoming king of the world. But Rocks is kind of, like, implying that being king of the world, you need Galilawa.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so, yeah.
Lo and behold, there was that Punk Hazard, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. If that's actually them, rumor has it that Galilawa are actually...
What just happened? Are you sharding?
No, I'm trying to think of something stupid. No, I can't. I was trying to think of like some stupid theory, like, like what kind of joke can I make right now? I give up.
Yeah. They were the punks of Hazard. They were the name of the island.
I was gonna say the Kona trees from Skypiea, but I was like, we already tore him down. That was my go-to, so I was kind of a loss. But yeah, we see that Loki is kind of sad that Rocks is dead. And, we end on a somewhat depressing note. Rocks is like, hey, I'll keep on coming back like 100, 200 times, no matter how many times it takes. I'm going to ask your dad if he wants to team up. So Loki starts crying, and then we see Harold's POV, and he's also crying too. And I kind of like what Herald does here, because he sees a giant thug on this island, and he's over here hurting civilians, attacking the kingdom. And King Herald beats him pretty much to the brink of death. And Herald is like, yo, dude, because of people like you, people hate giants. They're scared of us, man, because we're just big. That's our only real quality. No one believes us when we say that we want peace because of you. And he's like, yeah, and because this is the path I chose, I couldn't end up helping my good friend, even though he begged me for help. I turned my back on him. I left him there to die. So now, because he's dead and because I chose this path, I can't back down. And I now refuse to overlook any evil of the giants. And I feel like that's pretty respectable. I think that's a real take. Like, he's kind of made his bed and he has no other bed to sleep on, so he's got to sleep in it, dude. That's it.
Is it like, it's interesting too, because obviously there's like personal gripe there. Like, they're in a world where Herald also didn't perpetuate that stigma. Maybe he could have sided with Rocks with a better conscience, because he was like, I contributed to that history. And so like even more so I have to work extra hard to protect the reputation. So even being seen with you in public is a problem. And so, then when it came to defending his friend, like obviously this not necessarily isn't even about the giant doing it. It's more so that like because Rocks died and he didn't help, he has to like commit to that choice of like if he doesn't commit to the path where abandoning Rocks was the right thing, then he just wasted Rox's life because if he was there, he probably like Rocks. No, I'm not saying Rocks would have lived, but like I don't know if Emu would have been able to diddle him with Herald there because Herald could just like, hey, stop that. Hey, stop diddling my friend and just walk away and then jump off the island if he wanted to. But the I really like the dialogue here. All of this is like you could feel the frustrations, and also like he's been going at it for like 50, 60 years almost, trying to reverse this history. And the funny thing is we don't know how old the giant he is. Like that he's hitting because like when Herald is doing it, Herald is 45 and then the narrator's like that's 15 in human years. So it's like he could be beating down a 15-year-old, like he could be beating down a minor right now. But it was also interesting because alongside with that giant is Morley, it seems like on the side, right? Is that confirmed to be Morley? So after the panel where Harold's crying, he's crying up in the air. And then he's standing over the other giant, or the main giant he's beating down. And then on the left, in the foreground, is Morley.
Oh, is that Morley?
It looks exactly like Morley. And people are telling me that, like, oh, he escaped from jail 100 years ago. And that's when he made level 5.5. And so, is it now? Is this Morley here? Like, it looks like Morley. I just don't know if it is. Like, I was like, is it his?
No clue.
Yeah, but it looks like Morley. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's what we do because it's officials, and we know how fast the One Piece wiki is. Because when we called out, what's the guy's name, Rashiki or whatever,
Roshio.
Roshio. They instantly put it on the One Piece wiki. So here,
Morley is not on the One Piece wiki as that guy yet. Could change. Yeah, I don't mind this being Morley. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't have it there. Ooh, that's crazy. But yeah, I'm looking at it. It does just look like Morley. And after the Marco
and everything.
After the Marco thing, listen, guys, you're right. You're right. Anybody that looks, it's probably meaningful. You're right. My bad.
I mean, hell, we got Dragon, Ivankov, Ginny. Sure, let's get Morley. Hell, let's even get Kato. Maybe he's the next guy. Like, Katos is just in the background somewhere. We just get all the revolutionaries' backstories via Herald.
Karasu is the only character. I'm not going to even lie. This is going to be a hot take. Dragons of the Revs. Dragon, we're going to get Dragon. You don't even need to want Dragon story because there's no point. You're going to get it. We're going to get it. You don't have to want it. It's going to come. So he doesn't count. Of the Revs, we already have Sabo. We already have Kuma. Ivankov's is like there, Yeah, sure, we can get the pre stuff. We have Koala. Karasu's the coolest one. Like, Karasu's the coolest dude left. And honestly, even if you weren't to say the coolest dude left, if I were to rank it, even except Dragon, I would be looking at Karasu probably 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want Karasu. Karasu's is, where does this dude come from? Why is he so cool? Like when they raided Meridra and he was fighting and all this stuff, and then Sabo goes, I got the keys, and then Karasu's in his wrist as a wristband, and then we find out he's the comms. I'm like, all right, this guy needs to stop aura farming. That's insane. Like that doesn't even make sense. He's the soot fruit. What do you mean he can talk through it? Like, that doesn't make sense. There's so much about Karasu that is just so cool. And maybe it's better we keep him in the shadows, but I want more screen time like Duringo, Just more put him front and center. I want to
How
talk
about
more about
this?
Karasu.
Would you rather Oda forget about Karasu all the way, like we never see him ever again? Or would you rather spend 50 chapters with nothing but Karasu and getting his backstory? One extreme to
50
another.
is too. 50 is too.
No, exactly.
When have we
50 is way
ever
too much.
gotten? We've never gotten anything close to 50. Can you?
Well,
do something
Luffy's
like
adventure is 1,000 chapters long at least.
All right, shut the shit. All right.
So would you rather have Karasu erased from the story, or would you rather spend 50 chapters with him?
You know what? I'm going to go with 50. You know why? Because we could get so much of other people through Karasu. Given the comms, given his... He was literally off of Dressrosa, flying Sabo from there on a crow. When Sabo can fly at that point because he's made of fire, but instead he's flying on his crows. And Sabo's like, wait, you can do this shit? And Karasu's like, yeah, I'm that cool. And so it's like, yeah, we could get so much of the One Piece story just from Karasu. 100%. I think, yeah, 50 chapters of Karasu would be better than 0 chapters of Karasu.
Okay, that's respectable. I like that. Yeah, give us the Karasu love. 50 chapters of nothing but Karasu backstory. You heard it here first. That is exactly what Parvision wants.
Yeah, very cool guy.
I think people would hate that year. As much as people like Karasu, I feel like 50 would be just so insane. That's about 2 years of content right there.
Yeah,
with
as long
nothing
as we
but
get
Karasu.
Like Dragon and other things there. Like, what if we start seeing the Holy Knights versus Dragon? We start seeing, like, I'm thinking all the Revs escapades, like, unless the Revs for the last 30 years or whatever, however long, sorry, I forget the timeline, have been doing nothing, I can't see it not be interesting. Because when we got the Kuma story, it's like they were headline after headline after headline, and then they showed up.
All right.
Aura Farm.
How about this? The Karasu backstory is like the Yamato cover page story.
No, all right, no, you can't do that because
What do you mean? I can't change
Yamato
the hypothetical.
Stayed in the island, and even then, even while we're going through, you're like, what if Kaido, Big Mom? What if Blackbeard shows up? You can't just say Yamato cover story after we get the Yamato cover story, where one of your biggest desires of like a third party coming in was one of your biggest copes. Like, no, we can't be the Yamato.
Dude, you know how
cover
cool
story.
that would be though? If every time we got like a Karasu chapter, we were like, oh my god, like we're gonna get Dragon, guys. Dragon's gonna show up. And we do not see Dragon until the very end, and it's just him off the coast and that's it.
Yeah, he goes, you're hired.
That would be freaking hilarious.
Yeah, he talks less to Karasu. They just look at each other.
And that's it. And then back to present time.
Yeah. Oh god.
I feel like people would hate that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if the story was bad, no shit, people would hate. I don't want 50 shitty chapters. Like, if that's the hypothetical, then of course I would want.
Yeah, like what if One Piece turns into like Toriko and we just go around eating food for a while?
All right, with the Toriko slander is crazy.
Nobody likes Toriko.
Good.
It's okay.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Me and Cole love Toriko. Come on.
Yeah, 2 people, cool. You can't even name like 50 people who like Toriko. Cool. Good, golden par.
Cole counts as 50. Come on.
Cole counts as 50 people, individuals.
Bro, he has aura, bro. He has the aura.
Shout out to Cole, man. So we see that Dragon is rightfully in prison at Navy HQ. Garp shows up, tosses him a key. Dragon says, hey, I'm quitting. He says, I know. I'm disgusted with you. I know, yeah, his kids will be kids. That's pretty nice. I'm surprised Dragon leaves so early on. I remember Dragon was like, yeah, I received some training back when I was in the Navy. When he was talking to Kuma.
Mm-hmm.
And then we learned that his training was just cadet training. Bro, he got no training, man.
His training was a trank gun. That's it.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna stick around a little bit more because of that line, but it's like, no, he's out, dude. He's
That's
done.
what we end up finding out, that the Revs, like, they're pacifists because their weapons all are just tranquilizers.
Yeah, like by the time Dragon left, he had no combat skills. Like, why even mention that? That's like me if I was like a white belt in karate, and I'm like, yeah, by the way, I learned karate back in my day.
Yo, he's Tiger Showman. That's crazy. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
wait.
this is like one of Dragon's very first lies, then, right?
I don't the thing is, it is crazy because like when we got the start of it, he feels like Kobe. He feels like pre-Garp Kobe. And not pre-Garp Kobe, maybe like just a week into Garp Kobe. Um and what I mean by that is it doesn't feel like he can fight people. But then at the end of God Valley, he's like on people's throats. Like, and I don't think it's like those commanding officers just let him do that. I think they fought him and then he beat their ass and then stood on top of them. But like, if you keep fighting, I'm gonna execute your ass. And it's like I don't think that the people who he restrained did it willingly, right? Like I think they probably fought Dragon and lost, which is kind of weird because like again, I didn't think that Dragon at that point is a fighter. And so like, and carrying on to this point, yeah, I think what it has to be is that Garp put this guy through hell. Like that has to just be it, right? Like when he says like, yeah, I was trained in the Navy, he just means like, yeah, ever since I was born, like I was battleship bags. That's it. You know?
Yeah, maybe Garb gave him like a little tutorial lesson on like how to get stronger.
I mean, at this point, right? It's kind of crazy, but like it has to be that he's been trained on battleship bags. If he leaves the Navy without going through like what Kuzan went through to make him like admiral level and what Kobe did to then take on Hachinosu, and Dragon got none of that, then I don't know what we're doing with Dragon. Then it's Dragon's a fraud, because like half of the thing is that Dragon's like Garp's child, right? And it's like,
And
all
right
right,
now
now
he
we
feels
know
like a
it's
fake karate master.
yeah, like now we know for a fact it's Garp's child. They talk about it in this thing, right? But does it count if we didn't get trained by him? Like that's a little different, right?
Yeah,
That's
didn't get
kind of
trained by
not
him,
this.
didn't get trained by the Navy. It's like, where did he learn how to fight? Like, who mentored him?
Yeah, and so I think it has to, because like Luffy said it was like when he was 6, when he was 7, he died, and obviously Dragon's way past that. So I assume that his childhood was just the same as Luffy, if not crazier. And when I say crazier, it means like I think when Oda's like looking at the parent stuff, I think it's like, the grandparent who raised their own kid and they think that they messed up. They're like, I can't change myself as a parent. So with the grandkid, I'm going to offset that parenting part to the parent and just do my part there. And that's kind of what he did with Dadan. He's just like, all right, you do the parenting and I'm going to show up every once in a while to beat these kids up so they're not weaklings, right? And that's what he did. So I would imagine it's because with Dragon, he didn't have a Dadan or a mom there, and he just straight up just beat up Dragon all the goddamn time. And I think Dragon probably has like the God, I always forget his name in Kagurabachi, where he just gets beat up and then he's like, wait, my older brother is way stronger than all of these guys, and I survived that. And that's why what Dragon, all of his strengths come from. It's like, wait, I've survived meteor impact from Garp. I'm really strong. Like that might be it. He can tank, like maybe that's what it is. When he's a pacifist, it's because he's like, oh my god, he's Shanks and Film Red. When the civilians are just and Shanks is getting it knocked out. That's Dragon, but he just like if Kizaru kicked him, even he can't fight back. And then he hits Kizaru's like, haha, I'm the world's strongest defense. And then Kizaru's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's essentially like Thorfinn from season 2 of Vinland Saga. I have no enemies.
Oh shit. Yeah, that'd be a better version of that, where it's like not necessarily like purely. Yeah, it's like he can tank the hits like in that scene, but also he's like dodging the hits too. Like he can also like weave and all that shit. Oh,
I mean,
wait,
he could even have like a little catchphrase. Like, as evasive as the wind.
You said catchphrase and you started out with performance dancing. That was crazy.
It's just he's evasive like the wind par.
I can't wait for the smoker flashback where he hits us with that catchphrase.
That'd be kind of crazy though, right?
Yeah, smoker's just like I can't ever forget what he said to me after the manga panel ended and we get the flashback. Oh, I'm evasive like the wind.
That'll be scary.
Yeah, dude. It's like it would be basically Max Katakuri. That's what oh my god. That actually makes so much sense now I think about it. Because Katakuri, the first half of Katakuri being terrifying was that nobody could hit him, right? Like Beige was just like, you can't even use Haki on him because for some reason it just doesn't hurt him. And Luffy's like, you're just dodging. Like, wait, you're just like future sighting all the dodges. And now it's like, imagine that, but on chain, like insane, and that's Dragon. That might be it.
That'd
Can't even hit him. Yeah. Holy moly.
He has pacifist hockey.
Yeah, and it ends up looking like Obito. That'd be kind of nuts. It just like
and then his voice changes too.
Oh shit! In reverse, it goes from that. I heard the voice actor, and after a long time in the Egghead thing, and that didn't give me any hope. It sounded like an old man dying, and I'm like, no, Dragon, please, you're in your like 40s right now. You can't sound like.
I love that meme, dude. People are like, yo, like Dragon's only 40 years old. Why does he sound like he's like 5,000 years old instead?
I think when I heard that, it's like I can't watch the anime anymore. This is hurting my soul.
Have you heard Emmett's voice from the One Piece anime?
Oh no, I haven't. Oh my god.
It's like an old drunk uncle. He's like,
wow.
Joy boy, where are you?
No, like Zunisha.
No. Okay, so a good way to put it is that for Zunisha, you can kind of like hear his sighs with like how his voice reverberates. But for for Emmett, it actually just feels like a drunk uncle. Like it doesn't feel like a 1,900-year-old robot. That's like the size of Timbuktu.
Don Jinzhao was like nasally, right? Like nasally old. Am I forgetting that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not. Yeah, because I'm like,
there's no
Don
nasalness
Jinzhao,
in Emmett.
Yeah, I'm thinking like now I'm thinking Don Jinzhao. Like Emmett should sound like Don Jinzhao then, drunk uncle, grandpa guy.
But a good way to put it is that Emmett sounds like a non-raspy version of Jinbei.
What does that even sound like?
Because Jinbei's like now imagine that without the raspiness.
Yeah, that's a little hard to imagine for me, but I gotta check that out. That's something I was actually looking forward to, because that is kind of like a I'm sure they asked, hey Oda, what kind of voice do you want for this, especially after the whole Chopper thing. But there's a world based off of the dialogue that the manga gave that they cutified Emmett, and Oda wouldn't have found out until
dude, that'd be
later. Like,
so funny if that's the case.
Yeah,
they cutified Emmett.
Yeah, I mean, he had those like foo-foos and whatever. I know we talked about it, and it could have been like, because Doflamingo has that, right? Like we talked about that to death. But it would have been funny if the interpretation from the directors were like, "Oh, it's gonna be cutesy," talking to Joy Boy.
I mean, wait,
so then we got
Emmett
the
does
Joy
sound
Boys.
like that. So okay, I guess a good way to put it is Emmett does sound just like Chopper.
What?
I'm kidding.
I'm confused.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah,
wait. Did they animate the Emmett Joy Boy thing yet, or is it just the?
They
prior?
just animated the Emmett falling into the water, saying, "Joy Boy, where are you? I heard you." It's that first scene where he initially talks. That's it.
Yeah, because the Joy Boy one, that's nuts. Oh my god, how many episodes till that?
I think a couple. Which after we finish Egghead, we're going seasonal, which is pretty cool.
True. So we leave off with Joy Boy's voice. Ooh, that's a nuts one. Wait, so where do we cut it off? Like, are they gonna cut it off while they're on the ship? Or are they gonna cut off? Oh, what if they do the thing where we just see Nami in the room and then they just end it there? End of season. And then
I think
Elbaf
that'd be
picks up.
cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to make. Where
I think
do you
they might cut it off right at the end of Egghead, where they're all partying.
Yeah,
I could see that. I could see that easily.
Yeah, another one could be, this one would be a very, it's probably not a popular one, but it could be done well. Like right after they escape Roto's thing, and then they're like, so this is Elbaf, and then they end it. And then they're like, oh shit, wait, what? Like, because that was kind of what everyone was with like the Lego stuff, where it's like, where are we? And remember when we first got there, people were like, oh, we're not on Elbaf, right? So if we're gonna go to the Elbaf arc in the anime, I
forgot.
think maybe
did we get anything in between Elbaf and Egghead?
No. It was just it was the Elbaf and Egghead. They did the green fairy thing. Like it was like the one chapter of like explaining that drug. Kuma situation, Bonnie. Lilith was explaining the Vegapunk thing, like that.
Oh, we saw Saturn die. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. And then they drank, and then we woke up in the room. Pretty much. I don't think there was
we didn't have any real input. Okay, 1123 is the chapter when they celebrate, and then we're gonna get 1124 too, because that's when Kizaru is sad, and then we get the guy off the coast. 1125 is when Saturn dies, and then we see that they all survived. We see Dragon at the very end, and then 1126 we see Blackbeard.
Yeah, that's the Lafitte call, I'm pretty sure, right?
I feel like we'll end at 1125 when Saturn kicks the bucket and Dragon's like, oh, yes, the time is at hand. I feel like that's a good ending point.
True. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good ending point. Because the next one, we just see Blackbeard and then we end with Nami, which I feel like would be a weird like cutting point. Mainly because like the Blackbeard thing goes nowhere yet. And the Nami thing, we'd have to like wait like 6 months to get anything with that. So
yeah,
I feel like cut it off at Dragon and Saturn's death.
Yeah. Saturn's death is a really good one, because you know how awkward it'd be to start the next season with Saturn dying, and then you just made people wait multiple like spring, fall goes by, shitting on Saturn, and then you just come back, and then you find out
he just dies right
also
away.
Shits on Saturn. Yeah. Oh god. Damn, seasonal's hard, but I hope it does the good that it should, and I think it should do a lot of good. So
yeah. So now on to the final parts of this week's chapter. King Harald, he says goodbye to everybody at Elbaf, and then he heads off to Marine HQ, Marineford, where he rips off his horns, and he offers himself up as a slave. Pretty cool stuff. Looks very painful. We heard that Herald was going to do this himself. I was skeptical on it. I was like, oh, maybe somebody rips it off and he just covers it up, saying, oh, like, I did it. But nope, he does do it himself, and he wants to really atone for the giants for the past 1,000 years. And Emu, the minute he hears the word slave, his eyes just open. He's like, whoa, my chance, it's here. What do you think about this?
I mean, I like the dialogue. I just thought, and like you said, we knew that this was going to happen. We just wondering how. I think my only thing was like, I had thought that the posture was towards the giants, who just prior to this, he was acknowledging that there's discrimination towards non-ancient giants, his Ida and his own son. And like that horn ripping thing would have meant a lot to all the giants who felt lesser because only ancient giants are allowed in the royal palace or whatever it is. Like, yeah, you could be a guard, I guess, but like when like I thought it was funny because like this horn ripping off thing, all the audience that's here, one, we don't even know if Emu's here, or they just have like
They're
insane
just like
hearing.
tapped in.
Yeah, but the
Rumor
horn
has
ripping.
Emu is like who's that lady that you say in the mirror like 3 times, like Bloody Mary or something?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Emu's like
That's
Bloody
the
Mary.
person.
You just say slave and then boom, Emu
Yeah,
appears.
yeah. Someone say slavery? That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my thing is like when he does this to all the people in front of him, it's kind of like the Straw Hats. The Straw Hats come to Elbaf and they don't know ancient giants. There's like, oh, there's big giants and there's other giants. And so like even that was reflected like earlier, right? Like when Harold's beating up on the giants on that island. For everyone else, it's just giants fighting giants. It's not really like, oh, that's an ancient giant, and he's flexing on the non-ancient giant. To the outsider looking in, it's just giants. So then to all of them, they're just like, why did he just rip off his horns? What does this gesture mean to me? You know, what sins is he talking about? You know, it doesn't really
1,000 years,
makes-
brother. I live till I'm 50.
Yeah, and so I thought it would have made sense to do this on Elbaf to the people of Elbaf if there was a sense to be made. And then I thought also, and we talked about this, and this is kind of where it lines up with this, is that like offering the horns to the Holy Knights or Celestial Dragons as a means to joining. Like I looked at this situation, and we talked about this before, but especially now, because this is a crazy line. If that means I must be a slave, so be it, is an insane line for the One Piece story, because it's constantly this question of like, what pushes people to give up their freedom? And like time and time again, people look at other characters and question it. Why would Kuma be the government's dog? And he had fellow warlords look at him and be like, yeah, he's like Moria and everyone else. But the thing is, all of the warlords gave up something in order to gain something, whether it be protection. Jinbei being the most interesting one. He can't go back to Fishman Island or something like that, and he needs to join whatever thing to protect Fishman Island and have the status, and he has to be of the world government, which he doesn't want to do. And so he couldn't be in Whitebeard's crew either. There's so much that he couldn't do, but he did it for that. And so when we get to Egghead, he says to Bonnie, he's just like, hey, listen, Bonnie, this is what I know. And like, I know that he's your dad. I know that you're biased, but like, let me tell you, this guy, he tore up a nation. He's a tyrant into a pirate. I don't know what he could have done, this guy, to give up his freedoms. And it's like, Jinbei, like for you, it's like, you should understand a little bit more, but you know. And it's crazy because like the Kuma flashback kind of paints the picture of like, oh, that makes sense. I think most of the other people would do a similar thing. And it's just crazy given Kuma's context because he was a slave who chose to become a slave again and chose to die. And he saw his mom and dad die at the same hands. And like that context is crazy. And so now we have Herald, the king of Elbaf, who's doing a interesting thing. And it kind of only works with the Elbafians because we've seen it. Oimo and Kashi. They were literally like, what's 50 years? What's 100 years on our lives? We could give that up to be at Enies Lobby and take over this if it's to release Rogi and Dory. And maybe that's what the Giants kind of look at it. We kind of felt like that with the like when the Sommers was saying to like, you know, you guys have to swear fealty to us, right? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? Kind of like sort of. Release the kids, it's fine, right? And here it's like he's not even asking for anything. He's literally like, we get to 0? He's like, I'm not asking for me to join the world government here. I just want you to treat me as if I didn't commit sins in the past. And that's crazy because, again, when we talked about it, we're like, oh, he trades the horns. They get to experiment on him and he gets to join the world government. But we were questioning, like, but he didn't get to join the world government. So what happens? And so it is kind of interesting that this is the posture and the meaning of tearing off the horns. Because I'm like who here responds to this? Who is there any like is this falling on deaf ears? Who's the leader of Marineford that goes like, yes, you did the right thing handing over those horns. Those terrified us for the last 1,000 years. It's like some 50-year-old vice admiral who like is just stationed at Marineford, doesn't know what's happening. Like it is kind of interesting, but obviously I get it. Like I am curious what happens next. Does Emu just pop up? Like is that what happens? Does Saturn just like spirit circle in? Is that what happens? And it's like, I'll receive these horns. These will go straight to the science defense research. And then Harold's like, can I join the world government? And he's like, no. No, but we've erased your sins now. Like, is that what happens? Like, I don't know.
I like to imagine next chapter we start off with King Harold smiling and laughing, and a celestial dragon is like on his shoulder, whipping him around.
Oh god, yeah, he's the new #1 slave.
No, this could be like Odin. You know how like Odin danced naked on the streets in Wano? Imagine King Harold dancing naked in Marie Joie for the celestial dragons. And it's like, woohoo, wah, woo!
Wait, what is he like?
Woohoo, wee, wah!
He's Mario? Like
yeah, like all of the celestial dragons like, oh, we finally have a giant. And then they start like whipping him and like laughing, like, look, he takes no damage, daddy. And everybody's like beating Harold, and he's just smiling, and he's like, thank you, thank you, thank you, every time he gets hit. Like a TikToker for the galaxies, like, thanks for the roses, thanks for the galaxies, thanks for the giants.
I think maybe we do find something like that. Like it's literally like he kind of did do it. He basically told his family, I'm not coming back because I'm so busy with like getting this shit done.
Yeah.
And so like I was just thinking like, oh, maybe he goes back to Elbaf is the king, but then every time he goes back he's a slave. But no, it's like he straight up was like, no, I'm putting myself into slavery to erase the sins of that nation that the thing is, it'd be one thing if he knew what the sins were. I think that's my biggest qualms is like, if he knew what he was erasing, then atoning for it makes sense. But you don't know what you're atoning for.
Next chapter, like Harold knows, like every time he gets whipped, he's like, and now works for Jubadiah, who killed 5,000 humans in the past. And then another celestial dragon shoots him. He's like, and that's for King Tarkov, the one who murdered 10 humans on a random voyage. Like every time he gets whipped, he thinks that he's absolving a sin from the past. And then we hear it firsthand, and Harold does know.
This one's for Master Chief from Halo.
Like, yeah.
Every gaming.
And this was for Samus, who attacked the galaxies. We just get everything like that. That'd be awesome, dude.
Oh, Star Fox. You'll be missed. Oh, God. Yeah, like, it's...
For Kira, who possessed the Death Note.
Do you think that next chapter we're going to get something like that, like, deprecating for Harold?
No. Jokes aside, no. I feel like Herald is too much of an asset to put into just outright slavery. Like, yes, they're going to use him, but I don't think he's going to be like, over here giving celestial dragons piggyback rides. I do think that he's going to have some sort of good reputation up in the Holy Land, which is why, he's gone there multiple times, why Shamrock and Sommers, insinuated that they'd visit his grave. I do think that Herald will have a pretty decent relationship with the WG, begrudgingly so, because we know that Herald does blunder and he doesn't do what they want. So I like to imagine that, when he goes up there, he could be offered a God Knight position. Well, we joked about like the mentorship thing. He could genuinely be like a somewhat respected guy up there. Like Emu's like, we could use a fun slave, but let's be real. I don't think the God Knights or Emu or the Gorsei care about slaves. We've never seen them with like outright slaves or they're just having fun. Except for Sam. So Summer's a little bit different. But yeah, I like to imagine that they have better uses for Herald in mind.
Yeah, it would be upsetting if they didn't utilize him to his max.
Yeah, because that'd be so stupid, right? That's like the Saturn thing at that point. Like, okay, he's supposed to be smart, but he's like not doing anything really. Like, I doubt they have Herald in their hands, and they're like, oh, let's just, I don't know, whip him a couple times and have fun. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, and like the Kuma stuff came after they squeezed him of everything. And
yeah.
I do compare this moment to that because it's basically like, hey, give me this, I'll be your slave. And that's what Kuma was okay with. And in Kuma's situation, like it was the first thing was he would be a warlord, right? It was his body being used as a thing, as a symbol of justice. The thing is, they can't do that with Herald because what they talked about earlier is that it's not his Herald's so big and scary that it wouldn't be calming to have giant robots like him, and it would be expensive. But also, it just like having PX50 and it's just a bunch of Heralds walking around. I wouldn't be feeling safe as a citizen. Kuma's a little bit more normal. So it's like, use your body. Okay, so what's the parallel there? Okay, we're gonna experiment on you. Let us look into your lineage factor, Herald. And Herald's like, shit, you just want my blood? Fine, take it. Right here, I'm bleeding already. Just drip, just take some of that. And they're like, all right, cool. Next thing, we need a warlord for Kuma, right? So obviously with Herald, it's not going to be warlord because that would be insane. If there happened to be an ancient giant king of a country as a warlord within the last 50 years, I would think that the world had talked about him. And so it's probably not that, but I don't think we established the giant squad yet. We do know that some giants have joined, but the giant squad I don't think has been like official. So it might be that instead of warlord thing, we need a symbol of power and justice. Give us a giant squad of highly trained, really good, or train them here, something like that, right? And then the last thing they did with Kuma is that your mind and your free will must be wiped. And I don't know what Herald's version of that would be, but it would be, maybe it's like, oh, like you also have to die by the end of it. I don't know. Like, I don't really know what the ending part would be. But here's the other part, is that if Emu's drooling at the moment, I'd hope it would be the part about Galilawa. Because if Rocks is thinking Herald is the one who can control them, and go back to Water 7, they were trying to get the Pluton thing, and if they got the actual people, they wanted Tom, and they got Tom to make stuff. If they got the ancient giants, which they do on Punk Hazard, like, do they, like, it has to be that they know they have them, right? Does the world government not know that Vegapunk
I don't think they know.
So, like, okay, if that's the case, right? If you have Herald, like, Rocks doesn't have the Galilawa either. So you would want Herald to control them? Is that...
What if Emu doesn't know that the Galilawa are around, though?
Yeah, but that's... No, oh, yeah. Like,
we don't know who froze them.
That's true. But my point is that, like, the Galilawa, like, is a myth to Rocks, too. And he's like at least searching for it, and he's like, okay, I can't find the Galilawa, but the next best thing is like the guy who can control them is right here. And so like Emu also in God Valley was just like, oh, this sovereign's the literal perfect thing right now. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, maybe, I don't know, do they Dami reverse him and just like take off his horns? Can they Dami reverse him and make him look normal? Hey, to that point, like, it's not like a Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom could tell the difference. So if Herald went back, Dami reversed and he had his horns and they're just different colored and grew wings, he's like, oh yeah, they're just like, I just started wearing wings, guys. Like, I don't know if people would call him out. Maybe he just hides them. I don't know. It's like the reverse of Nell, where Nell should have wings because he's from a sky island, but he doesn't. Maybe they just like don't question Herald, and they like when it says, oh, we need to, like, to Kuma, give up your mind and will. Maybe they just, Emu can do that to Herald by diddling him. Who knows? Do you think Herald meets Emu
Yes.
next chapter or later?
Next chapter, why not?
Okay. Do you think next chapter? Because I think the context from Summers was like 30 years ago or over 30 years ago. That's when they last like interacted with Heralds, or like their last like pinpoint with him was. So like now we're at 38 years, right? From that's God Valley. We have
Yeah.
8 years until when Summers says like that line. So in between that time, that's when Herald, meets them. So that kind of also means, right, that Herald stopped going out after that point. He stayed on Elbaf within the last 30 years, right? Because if the
No.
Holy Knights don't see him ever again, wouldn't that be like
Wait, what?
when Sommers? I might be misremembering it, but weren't we like, there was two lines. It was the line where Sommers says like, "Oh, you visited the grave," right? But then later on, Sommers gave us a time frame. It was like 30 years ago or something related to Herald.
I don't think so.
I might be misremembering that.
I don't
thought
think he gave us a
remembered him saying-
timeline.
I'm trying to remember if I remember where. The recent chapters are harder because we got all the God Valley stuff. I remembered where that was before. It's like 1144. I'll look into it, but I am curious to see where/when
Herald last visited?
Herald. No, not that. Like when Emu comes into play. Like is Emu like does Emu have a regular thing? Like is that a normal interaction that Herald ends up having?
I
Because
think
the whole
so.
thing too is that no king should be there, right? And that's like he's like glorifying the world government, but he's also not in the world government. So for someone like Sabo and Stelly who are like, oh, that's the empty throne, it's like perturbing to see that that's a lie. Whereas like would that be perturbing to Herald, who's not in the world government, to be like, oh, there is a king, like would that
I
be
like
something?
to imagine Rocks told him during their like 1,000 meetings.
I'd hope so, but I doubt
Yeah.
it, bro.
I feel like he would. I feel like Herald is like, so this is the man Rocks talked about. Because Rocks on multiple occasions has told Herald that he wants to be king of the world. So I like to imagine that Rocks
True.
tried to convince him. He's like, hey, Herald, there's a guy up there. I saw him. Remember that day we met? Right before that, there was this guy up there, and he's this black shadow monster. I think they shot the shit a little bit.
Shot that
But
shit.
with that being said, though, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it right there. Let us know what you think about this chapter down below. We will be back for the next week because there is no break. We're going to get chapter 1167. Of course. Dude, everybody's doing that, man. It's... I remember I said, oh, chapter 1167 is around the corner, and everybody's like, oh, did he say 6-7? I was like, bro, stop. It's everywhere. You can't avoid it.
There's like these dudes too. I haven't followed their stuff, but I saw like they made a skit where the guy is like they have their one friend who's is in rehab before saying 6-7, and their friend like they're not supposed to say 6-7,
Yeah.
and they're like, like 6 or 7 days ago, and then everyone's like, oh my god, and then they look back and the guy starts tweaking out. And have you seen that?
No.
I gotta send it to you if you haven't. I think you'd laugh at that one, but yeah. Next week, let's see what Oda does. Let's see what Oda takes us. I imagine. Do you think I think we're gonna span a lot of time very quickly. I feel like we jump to like modern time quicker than we think.
I think we have like at least 5 more chapters in this flashback.
Oh, 5 more chapters in flashback. Do you mean including like Loki part, like where Loki?
Yeah, including Loki part.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I give it a 5 to 6. Getting back to present time, I feel like we won't see Herald die for 3 chapters.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think like my question is because Loki is just talking about the Herald part. So there is a world where I mean, I don't even think there is a world where, but I do think, and this is the crazy part, is Loki ends up like it all milks in, pools over into why he left Elbaf, and we also see that part. Because if we get that part, then I think we extend it a little bit. Because if it turns out it's like that's why our dad died, and that's also why I left. And it's this important. This fruit was stolen. I went to go get it back, or the Galilawa was here. I need to go find them, something like that. And it ends up like it could be quick. It could be like a chapter, but I feel like that could extend it just a bit. And I wouldn't be mad because I would love to see that part play out. But the reason why that's a little interesting is because the way that ends is Loki loses to Shanks. And I don't want that to be shortened. I want that to be like, I want to see Shanks and Loki go at it, bro.
Oh, me too. That's a wish.
That is a wish. And we might not get it, but after like God Valley had some cool moments, like Garp, Rocks, Roger, those were sick. And then Rocks and Herald, that was sick. Like, you know, I wish we had a little bit more. But it's also a flashback and a flashback and a flashback. So maybe when we pull the curtains back up and we get into the Loki part, and Loki being the relevant character to us and Shanks being the relevant character to us, I just pray it's not Shanks v. Kid and it's not just a one tap. Please don't do that to Loki.
If we do that to Loki, that's a Kid upscale.
It's a Kid upscale. It's a Loki. Like the
For sure, say like Kid equalizer.
Like, it's, you know what? It'd be the ultimate Kid cope. Because then if we find, because we see how strong Loki is. He tapped the tree and a lightning thing came down. That's insane, right? But so then the question mark would be, wait, did getting tied up and losing to Shanks make him stronger? And then you do that with Kid and it'd be the ultimate cope. So I don't know, but I am,
Dude,
if we do go that far.
Imagine Loki passes out without being attacked with any named attack too. Like Kid, it took a Kamusari. For Loki, it was just a casual sword swing. Bro, the Kid fans would go crazy. Great chapter.
You're saying Kids fans as if you wouldn't turn around and flip back? Whoa, guys! Awesome.
We're both Kid fans, man.
No.
We both like Kid more than Law at the fake backstory.
The fake backstory, the SBS backstory, which one's better?
At least we know the SBS backstory isn't fake.
Yeah. Who knows about that?
Law made up chromosomes to make us feel bad.
Yeah, at least Kid's witness is still alive, Killer. But Law's witness dead. We don't like dead
cooperators.
People.
Nope. Yeah. It's just like, Robin is like not reading the poneglyph. She's just making stuff up.
You are in your alt account on TikTok posting those garbage ass theories, reposting them as like, you guys see this crazy dude? Oh my god. Like that has to
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like the theory that Helmeppo actually saved that girl from the dog and Zoro was the one who fought Helmeppo.
What? Where are you getting these theories? Who are you speaking
Book
to?
talk.
No way.
Book talk creators, dude.
Book talk theory. That's a book talk theory?
Yeah. Book talk theories are so funny.
Yeah. They're demonizing Zoro.
Yeah.
It was actually a good thing he was on that post. It changed his, you know.
Someone saw Sanji and they were like, Sanji, he must have a crazy abusive family, huh? Like very early on, I was like, damn, bro. Which is funny because like it's a whole thing because it's like we've had so many people on Twitter pretend like it was their first time like watching One Piece, but they like they know the spoilers, so they're like, oh my god, look at this, guys, could this perhaps be? And then they get like a lot of like engagement on Twitter because like, oh my god, look at somebody's first time. Now people are like accusing book talk creators of like, okay, they saw spoilers, you're like, they know what's up.
Yeah, that's why.
Which when you think about the algorithm, that's not insane. Because when you scroll on things, like you'll just see spoilers all the time. Like I've seen spoilers for shows I don't even know of yet.
Yeah, and One Piece is one of the ones that pull over. I literally have normie people who like, yeah, I get One Piece stuff. I don't watch One Piece and like I don't talk about it, and they just sometimes watch it. I have people in my comment section who say they don't watch the thing. They just come to the streams. And I'm like, what? You don't read One Piece? It's like, yeah, I just
It
see
happens.
stuff on shorts and TikToks. And then I saw your thing and I just see in the stream. That literally happened. And I'm like, what are we? No. I
I'm
like
not
low-key
saying
bullied them.
that the book talk creators all know spoilers and that's their thing. But I'm just saying it wouldn't
Yeah.
be insane. Like, it wouldn't be the first time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's 100% the reason why, if you want to participate in the community, in any of the communities, and be taken genuinely, you have to be current. That's the reason why that is the case. And then the other part of it is like, it's very hard to get genuine things. And honestly, sometimes it's better. Like, I saw this one, the guy was showing his wife One Piece, and I love those like things. I don't keep up with them, but like, you know, you see some of the scenes, and the scene that she saw was, I think it was Luffy versus Doflamingo when he goes Gear 4, and she literally goes like, wait, that's not his form. I saw that. When did he turn white? She literally goes that, and she doesn't know the name of it. She's just like, that's not what that
That's more
looks like.
genuine, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's so awesome and funny.
Because it's real. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to watch One Piece to know that he has a white form. Like, it's literally everywhere. You go to Barnes and Noble, like, you literally see, like, oh, here's the trending manga. It's literally Luffy in the white form. Like, it's even if you're not online, it is easy to see One Piece spoilers. Like, you can go to a bookstore, boom, here's all the volume covers for One Piece because it's a popular selling manga. And you're gonna see that shit, bro.
Libraries have it, and it's like, the other thing is, I've been to a few Barnes and Nobles in multiple states, and libraries in multiple states, and One Piece is at the eye level. I'm like, what manga used to be in the back, in the dark, where the electricity wasn't being paid for. Like,
and God forbid you live in Japan where like they're literally spoiling like the manga chapters where it's like, oh, by the way, this guy is Shamrock, Shanks' brother. Like, everywhere. It's like, I mean, that's how it is. And then even people in Japan are like, yo, I'm not caught up. What the hell is what's going on here? That's that. Yeah. And then God forbid somebody wears like a Gear 5th Luffy shirt that they sell at Hot Topic. Like, you're cooked. And it says like Gear 5th at the bottom, Sun God Nika. It's like, I mean, like, it's not crazy to think that some people might have seen spoilers and they're kind of hamming it up, which, you know, my thing is that if you get enjoyment from it, that's fine. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah. And the other thing too is like, the spoilers might not even be that. If you're an anime person, you've probably experienced a conversation around One Piece characters and you just like zoned out or something like that. Like, your friends talked about it and you might have just overheard, Sanji's family's fucking crazy. And then you just like, you know, when you're watching it now, you didn't think that you were spoiled there, but they might have, if you went to a convention, if you saw something, anybody who's been to an anime convention might have seen One Piece spoilers, right? Like, that's just how it is. And there's plenty of people who go to the conventions and don't know anything about One Piece, but they see people cosplaying, they see the signs, they see what Viz and whatever is putting on. And if you went during the Arrow when Whole Cake Island was there, boom, there you go. You might have gotten spoiled. I'm not saying it's 100%. I'm not saying you're a bad person.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. If you are trying to go blinded to One Piece, do not go to an anime convention. You're literally gonna get spoiled. Like, literally just walking inside.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
that happened at like, I'm literally, it's Anime NYC, and then the One Piece official cosplay thing is like, and now all the Elbaf characters and Lokis were coming up, and I'm like, bro, I didn't even know he looked like that. I'm the because you don't have the colors. Well, we do have the colored, but like, it's not like in our face. It just got released, and so people had the pink hair, and I'm like, it's insane that they know what color he is. I just found out, and I'm a manga reader. And then like, what, Elbaf? It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious, man. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of book talk for One Piece, but a lot of like people making fun of him or like agenda piece. The agenda piece ones, sometimes they get a little bit crass and rude, but sometimes it's also like the book talk creators go after agenda piece because they're like, oh no, this is a serious manga. We can't have jokes here. We can't laugh at this. And then that's when people are starting to bring up like oh, hey, book talk creator, did you know that Zoro pushed Kuina down the stairs for the blade? So I love those stupid memes, man. Like,
wait, have they got
when
Minority Hunter Zoro? Have they touched
No,
that one
not yet. when I enjoy One Piece, everybody enjoys it differently. If you like, doing the deep dive analysis, that's cool. And we do that every now and then. We acknowledge it. Like, people have this weird thing where it's like, oh, if you're agenda piece, you don't know what the story's about, or if you're book talk, then you can't have fun. Like, I think most people are normal and they're like in the middle. Like, you can understand the story and still have fun with it. You can laugh at it, dude.
Yeah.
You're supposed to enjoy shit however you want, man. It's like if you're ordering a steak. Do you put salt or pepper on it? Do you not do either? I mean, shit, dude, it's your steak as long as you're having fun.
Damn,
That's how I see it.
Man, I want steak right now.
I don't want steak. I want fucking crawfish, dude.
Anyways,
well, now we're just getting into food. I'm hungry. I'm tired, man. I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the Parcast. We will see you all next week. Take care. Have fun. You know where to find Par Vision at. He is going to be dropping a new theory video relatively soon. Peace out.
Yes.